Hey, it's 10 o'clock. Neil Rogers is coming up next. Have a great day, everybody.
The views expressed on the previous programs are those of the host.
I wonder if DA is going to bring that point to the morning show.
Its
You
staff,
think he can do it?
advertisers, or agencies.
What do you think?
The best talent.
He can do it.
You're listening to Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami,
what?
Fort Lauderdale.
Dale.
What was that all about?
Oh, that was me.
What
They
a
heard
clown.
It. We didn't.
What an ass clown.
What?
You heard me.
560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
Oh, Alonzo, you're so big.
Money has been a little bit tight lately.
I only have this much money.
I declare bankruptcy!
We're all scraping for some dough. All our payments are months behind. A kid wants the latest mobile, but I'm in the unemployment line. She complains to her mother, she needs the best clothes in town. But my daughter can't see that we're broke. She's spending me to the ground. I'm broke, tell my daughter. No, she don't realize.
Daddy gonna spank me?
I'm broke from my daughter.
Your daddy's little girl.
Your dad took money for the school book fair.
Let me just go shopping.
New graduates are asking for breast implants.
Everybody's broke, baby. Everybody's crying the blues. Everybody's cutting jobs. Caterpillar announced they're cutting 20,500 more jobs this morning. Pfizer is cutting 8,000 as part of a $65 billion deal by rival healthcare firm WIOD. So they got $65 billion to buy WIOD, but they got to cut 8,000 jobs. Sprint Nextel announced they're knocking off 8,000 positions in the first quarter. And Home Depot is eliminating 7,000 jobs while closing 4 dozen stores under its smaller home improvement brands as the recession continues to batter the nation's housing market. Everybody's broke.
Mm-hmm.
You got a dime?
Nope.
Brother, can you spare a dime? Come on, Neil, do a show today for us. Put on a show. Come on, do a show for us.
Monkey.
Don't mail it in. Don't read the poll numbers. Oh, brother. Well, now that the election is over and Obama's gotten sworn in and all the hoopla is over with that, it's like there's, I don't know. And, of course, the economy's gone to hell in a handbasket, so everybody's out of work and everybody's depressed. But it's like there's just nothing going on. You know what I mean? The sun is shining here. It's cold as hell again, but the sun is shining.
Yeah, that's nice here.
Well, I'm happy for you. It's freezing. Absolutely freezing. It's frigid. But I'm not complaining, you understand, because life isn't just about the weather.
Nope.
If life was just about weather, everybody would want to live in San Diego, I guess. I haven't been there, but I hear it's real pretty nice. Now, let's take a look at that email thing to get us started this morning. And, oh, here's one. Phil Ark. Woo! How do you like that? Now, Phil is one of those guys. Sometimes he's good and sometimes he's bad and sometimes he's just full of crap, you know? But at least he's there.
Which is it today?
Oh, I don't know. I'm printing it out right now. Before we get to that, though, here's one from Robert, longtime listener. Hi, before I give an opinion, listen since 93. Joe Bell and Joyce Fitch have definitely effed up the show. Neil, you damn near lost it with my MySpace site approximately 2.5 years ago. Thanks, Miguel. I damn near lost it with the MySpace site.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's all the Jacob business?
I guess there was some angst there for about 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was, MySpace is history. It's passé. Facebook's where it's at now. Come on, Neil, open a Facebook account. Yeah, right. Hold your breath. Anyway, Robert says George has become an egocentric wannabe with visions of grandeur.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that?
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't mind his religious rants, but I do mind when he turns the entire show into the music he thinks somebody wants to hear. Really?
I haven't done a music show in over a year. The last time I was on, which was a holiday, I played 3 songs.
People who want to hear music would not be on the AM band anyhow, especially with WQAM signal. I know, complain, critique, and whatever other verb and noun
for every
you
one
wish.
email I get from somebody like this, I get
Robert.
10 that say, thank you for turning me on to that, thank you, I had no idea that was out there, etc.
Oh, you're playing that horrible music again?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, God. Complain and critique and whatever verb or noun you wish, says Robert. Yeah, still listening, though. They've all got a complaint. They're all, bah, bah, bah,
and it's funny that he complimented the religious talk, because I get more beef over that than anything else. Although, once again, for every one complaint I get
just
about that.
Just do what you want to do, okay, and screw these people, okay? Do what you want to do. We're doing okay, compared to the rest of this horseball station.
Exactly.
My God.
I do my job better than you do your job, Robert.
Well, how do you know what Robert, how do you
I have no idea,
because
I don't have time to send complaint and critique emails to people. I'm having so much fun. I'm so busy and having so much fun.
Phil Ark says, hello, Neil. So last week, apparently, there was a morning show radio convention here in Fort Lauderdale, hosted by your close personal friend, Paulie Castronova. I was wondering exactly what do you do with these things. You can't possibly be learning how to be entertaining by going to a convention. Have you ever gone to one of these things? I never heard of those things, much less gone to one.
Mm-mm.
Secondly, what made Paulie the standard bearer and what is successful and entertaining? Anyways, Bubba the Love Sponge has started a war with Paul and old Ron. Oh, yeah, no kidding. That's his whole thing. Calling them a bunch of clown fags for going to these conventions. Additionally, he was complaining about the Beasley Legal Department for having extra prohibited words, since his show is broadcast across multiple companies which don't have the restrictions. He has to watch his mouth just for the Beasleys. So you're not alone, Neil. Beasley is paranoid. No kidding. That's a bulletin. Beasley's paranoid, okay? Don't say this and don't say that, and Joyce has trouble with penis. Don't say this and don't say that. Okay, here's the poll from Friday. Who's gone the furthest with the least talent? Man Kohler, 234. See, if it's a negative poll and her name is on there, it's just almost like putting the Bushmeister on there. Man Kohler. Larry King, 86.
Uh-huh.
Kathy Lee Gifford, 82. Britney Spears, 81. Madonna, 66. Tiny Tim, 57. He's dead, right?
Yes.
Good. Adam Sandler, 51. Zsa Zsa Gabor, 50. Kiss, 46. Keanu Reeves, 39. Donald Trump, 37. Katie Couric, 33. Ron Jeremy, 32. Will Smith, 21. Jay Leno, 19. Andy Kaufman, 15. MC Hammer, 7. Bob Hope, 7. Gwyneth Paltrow, 7. Bill Walsh, 7. AC/DC, 2. Terrence Malick, I still don't know who that is, and I'm sure you don't either.
Nope.
1. Sting, 1. 1 for Sting?
Yeah.
That sucks. None for the Sex Pistols or Michael Jackson, 982 vote. Oh, if I'd let that go a little while, we'd have got 1,000. And then we'd got a gold star and a purple jelly bean. And the ghost of Jerry Wichner would have brought his .357 Magnum and laid it on the counter right there by you. But he's dead. What is your favorite band with chicks? This is a Sean poll. I want everybody to know that because Sean's got problems. Now, you met him at Gulfstream on Friday.
Yeah.
And you said he seemed like...
Not the first time.
Really?
Right.
Well, let me read the poll question again. What is your favorite band with chicks? Down near the bottom of the poll, Avril Lavigne's got 6 votes. Avril Lavigne is a band? Avril Lavigne's not a band.
No.
Katie Lang, who also is not a band.
Right. Pat Benatar is not a band.
Who?
Pat Benatar.
No, right. It's just stupid, Sean. It's stupid.
Whatever.
No, it's dumb.
Well, we can take those off of there, but I don't really care.
I don't care. I'm with you. I don't give a crap. If you're going to put a poll together for us, we appreciate it and all that other crap, but at least put some choices on there that make sense. Avril Lavigne is a band? Anyway, Fleetwood Mac, 68. Dixie Chicks, 59. Heart, 54. The Pretenders, 33. B-52's 28. The Go-Go's, 26. The Go-Go's. Jefferson Airplane, 21. Blondie, 19. ABBA, 18. The Supremes, 18. Pat Benatar, who's not a band, 14. Eurythmics, 13. See, that's the interesting part of it is that these incorrect choices he puts on here, they got votes. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, 12. Mamas and Papas, 12. Carpenters, 10. Ike and Tina Turner Review, 9. Big Brother and the Holding Company, 9. Fifth Dimension, 7. The Plasmatics, 6. Avril Lavigne, definitely not a band, 6. Peter, Paul, and Mary, 6. Katie Lang 4, Scandal 3, and the Motels have 1 out of 456. Sean, no wonder you went a long dry spell without sending us any polls. Although he won some money there on Friday, you said.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you lost because, that second race. I'm not going to apologize for getting beat by a 30-1 shot that looked like chicken picker on the form. Last time out, 7th by 24. In fact, the last 3 starts for that horse, he'd been beaten by about 100 lengths. Lady Lori, let's see, 5th by 41.5, 7th by 24, and 6th by 18 in the last 3 starts. I mean, we're talking serious. I don't get it. Serious form reversal. That's a gentleman's way of putting it. Form reversal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In addition to which, you're only going for like a $12 double anyway, so what's the big deal?
There isn't one.
Huh?
No big deal at all.
Those were races you couldn't handicap with a Ouija board. Remember in The Exorcist, Reagan had a Ouija board?
Right.
Wasn't it a Ouija board?
It was a Ouija board. That's how Captain Howdy got to
Captain
her.
Howdy, right. I wonder if Captain Howdy was kin to Captain Howdy Doody. Or I wonder if Captain Howdy ever did a duty.
How'd he do that?
Well, I think it had something to do with his
rectum.
I could be wrong, but that's generally where that kind of crap starts. So I don't know. We'll leave those incorrect ones on the poll just to make Sean happy because he's confused. I mean, if he's got time to come out there and see you at Gulfstream, he's Anybody else come out that we know?
Shirley from the emails.
Yeah, right.
Who else? Some unnamed people. People that I don't know by name.
People with no name.
They introduced themselves.
Maybe they were looking for that horse with no name.
They didn't introduce themselves, but we had some nice people out there.
I see. Oh, I see a couple of emails coming in here now. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal that says La Carreta at Miami Airport is great. Also, this article in today's Herald says Georgia's favorite chain has Las Vegas Cuban restaurant will be opening a branch at Miami Airport at upscale Las Vegas in Mary Brickell Village. And it's got a link, which I'm not going to waste my time with. Thank you, Mama B. Why aren't the Bangles on there, Joe G wants to know. You want to add the Bangles?
Sure, right away.
Get them on there right away. Why aren't they on there, he wants to know. What's wrong with you guys? Huh?
Boy.
Do a show for us today, Neil. Come on, make us laugh. Give us a little something. Come on, Neil.
Neil at neilrogers.com. That's the email address for all your perspicacious comments, your complaints, critiques, observations, life suggestions, and just general misery.
Bah. Bah.
Yep.
It won't be long before You're My Bitch chimes in, I'm sure.
Bah.
So Bubba Lustbunch is looking for a war with old Paul. That's the oldest scam, man. Just like the guys across the street have been trying to sucker me into that for a long, long time. Who cares about them? When you can't even break a 2-share, you're not like even a factor in the market. So what the hell are those guys talking about with their 1 shares? And, of course, at nighttime, we got some shares, and they also got some shares. There's the expression failed format come to mind. I shouldn't ask you.
No, I'm just going to shut up.
Chris Matthews played hardball for 2009. I'll tell you what, I got fat over the break. I ate so much turkey when the doctor put his hand up my colon to do my exam. He pulled out stuffing. I'm serious. There was actual breadcrumbs and chopped onion. Not that you care, but it's going to be a tough year for yours truly. I can't bitch, moan, whine, and complain anymore because my guy's in the White House. Maybe it's time for me to go after another group of people or get a hobby. I've always wanted a hobby. Maybe I'll learn to play the trumpet or the sousaphone. Stop! I lost my mind for a minute. Nobody cool plays the sousaphone. It's impossible to look cool while you had that big donut around your head. Why do they always make the fat kid play the sousaphone? Anyway, let's get right to it. Play hardball. My first guest for 2009 is the President of the United States. I should say outgoing George Bush. How are you? You have a crazy laugh. Anybody ever tell you that? You make me nervous. Why are you looking at my zipper? Does it bother you having a last name Bush? Does it? Answer the question. Well. Go ahead. Go ahead. Time's up. Don't answer that question. My next guest on Hardball, first episode 2009. Don't have another guest. Realize people don't like me anymore. Won't come on the program. Got to talk to non-issue people like Congressman from Maine. What the hell? Guess 2009 makes me the news anchor most likely to play the sousaphone. Hardball back for another year on MSNBC. Happy New Year.
Wow. 1019 at 560 WQAM. Let's take a look at that schedule for the week. Oh, look at that.
What?
Monday, January 26th, George.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see ya.
Bye.
Well, what is that all about?
Another cut and paste typo there.
Well, that's because last week I was off Monday because it was Martin Luther King Day.
That is correct.
And so, therefore, we just type in cut and paste. Our cut and paste program director, who, by the way, our fake clearance has got an email in here somewhere in this very small pile. The only thing they want to talk about today is add more chicks on the poll. That's the whole, most of the whole
thing. Oh, that is boring.
Yeah. What happened to Clarence's fake clearance? I didn't print that one out? Oh, here it is. I told you the Beast would be working on your show. You don't have to thank me. I know you really appreciate my hard work at QAM. Yeah, you're a slacker, Clarence. You're a real lunkhead. Now, George, don't forget you'll be working on Joe Rose's show very soon.
Can't
Remember, everything I say eventually comes to fruition. I love you, Neil, and George, not so much. Happy Monday, guys. Fake Clarence.
I can't wait, because then I'm going to say everything that Joe says off the air, on the air.
Try to spruce up the show a little bit?
Well, yeah.
What about when he's got, what's his name on?
What's his name?
The reviled Alex Marvez and the much more reviled talent agent.
Well, I got some strategies there. I'll either play amusing drops while they're talking or just hang up on them.
Well, wait till you hear this. Here's some good news from Rick, the Anna Cornajolia guy. I just received 4 Arbitron rating books for my house. It's only for a week's worth of time. I don't know what my impact my 4 measly books will have on your ratings, but from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, it'll be all you, Neil. Oh, thank you, Rick. We love you profusely. Thank you for giving us normal security officers something to listen to during the day all these years. You're welcome, Rick. How do you like that?
Yep.
I'm smelling some bonus money, baby. Not.
Oh, you're still funny.
I am.
After all these years.
Come on, Neil. Do a show for us today. Make us laugh. Give us a little coochie. Come on. Oh, God. You know, I remember years and years ago saying on the air that the one thing about doing a show in South Florida is every day is like the first day. What have you done for me lately? Every day is like starting all over again. Well, what did you bring to us today, Neil? What have you got? What's on the plate today? New York City Dave, who's a real pain in the ass, says, good morning. I really like this poll. Can you add the band Berlin to the list? Thanks and have a good day.
On it.
You got it?
Yep.
George is adding these. We're going to have, and I don't know why, because we're going to be changing this poll eventually anyway.
Whatever.
I mean, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, but if it makes you happy. Harry and SIB again. I still don't know what SIB is.
Nope.
Why, no Janis Joplin? No band, just a singer? That's right. That's right. No band, just a singer. That's not the poll question. Name a female singer. My God, can you imagine that? Oh, good God.
We're back to this again. Name something.
Yeah, that's right. Name a lady.
Purple Parrot.
Parrot Jungle.
Yeah. Jungle.
Purple People Eater.
Jim.
The color purple. Oprah.
Never get off of purple.
Kathy says a band with chicks, garbage. Shirley Manson kicks ass.
Sure she does.
You want to put some garbage on there?
I do. I love garbage.
I bet you do. Probably pick through it in the morning. Well, I can't blame you the way things are getting really tough. We've fallen on really hard times. Tim says 2 more for the poll. Now let me read the question again. What is your favorite band with chicks? Not can you name a bunch of them or 2 of them.
Right.
2 more for the poll.
This always happens.
Yeah. Give us a list.
How many bands can you name?
Give us a list, okay? 2 more to add to the poll. Black Eyed Peas with Fergie, and No Doubt. Both great bands, hot female lead singers. Got it? No Doubt and Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're putting them on there. They won't get a lot of votes because it's too late. Oh, Chuck Schneer, film producer, dies at 88. This is for my dead man guy, Boz, Florida. Well, let me print this out because I'm sure, oh, yeah, it goes on. And you ever hear this guy, Chuck Schneer?
No.
I didn't either. He used to make his films with the lick and a schmear, good old Chuck Schneer. And Brandon's got a really weak poll on here. What everyday chore or errand you absolutely hate doing the most? Shaving, cooking, washing dishes, washing clothes. Oh, and it goes on and on. I don't like that one, Brandon. You're right, marginal. I deleted. Put a lot of effort into it, though. I'll give him that. See, he cares enough to send his very best as opposed to most of the audience who don't care enough to send anything. Other than, bah, bah, come on, Neil, bah, you know, like that. Schneer, the producer of 25 films, was best known for his collaboration on several movies with special effects genius Ray Harryhausen. I wonder if he's kin to Lederhausen.
Oh, that guy.
Charles Schneer, a film producer best known for his influential collaboration on several movies with Ray Harryhausen, has died. He was 88. He died Wednesday at a hospice in Boca. Schneer, who most recently had been living in Delray Beach, had been ill for several years, his daughter said in a news release. Schneer was producer of 25 films, including Hellcats of the Navy, the only film to star Ronald Reagan and Nancy Davis, the future president and first lady. Wow. Schneer began his 3-decade partnership with Harryhausen in 1955 with the fantasy film It Came From Beneath the Sea, about a giant octopus that destroys the Golden Gate Bridge. The idea for the film with stop animation by Harryhausen was Schneer's. Charles and Ray were an ideal couple. They were both enthusiastic about doing fantasy films at a time when fantasy films weren't being taken seriously by the studio. Arnold Kunert, Harryhausen's agent and close friend, told the Times. Schneer, in his wisdom, believed in Ray's talent as a stop-motion animation artist. Several memorable films the two made together, including Jason and the Argonauts, The Three Worlds of Gulliver, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, and the last film together was 1981 Clash of the Titans. I never heard of any of these.
I saw all of them.
You did?
Sure.
No.
Yes.
Schneer moved to London in 1960, where he remained for the next 45 years, relocating to Florida in 2005. And then shortly thereafter, he died. Well, that's what happens when you go to Florida. You start screaming.
I'm dying over here.
A lot of people come to Florida just for that.
To die. That's what Anne Bancroft said.
It's like the elephant graveyard here.
When we get old, we go to Florida to die. What was that movie with Harvey Fierstein?
Torch Song Trilogy? Never saw it.
Very sad.
Then I won't see it.
Matthew Broderick's in it, and it's very sad. And Harvey Fierstein.
I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? That's
right.
all I know. They just show that clip over and over.
Well, because that sounds very
gay.
And, of course, Harvey Fierstein. I mean, talk about butch up.
You have to be gay to want to be loved.
Really?
Really?
Well, let's leave the gay crap out of it, okay? It's Super Bowl week coming up. Let's get as butch and macho as we can so we can be feel like we're part of it.
Part of what?
Joe Rose at the Super Bowl, and Orlando at the Super Bowl, and Mad Dog at the Super Bowl, and, oh, boy. Dolphin tonight at the Super Bowl. Oh, so Camper was at Gulfstream on Saturday, huh? Or Friday, whatever day it was.
Yeah, he walked by real fast like he didn't know us.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah. Didn't come anywhere near us.
Are you serial?
Why would I just make that up?
Well, what kind of a piece of crap is that?
He was with somebody, and they were walking really fast, and we shouted out to him, and he just, looked over and looked away and didn't want to be recognized.
Didn't wave?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Didn't say, hey, how's it going, George?
I don't think he wanted anyone there to know who he was so that he wouldn't be bothered.
Oh, give me a break. You are such an, what a wuss.
Or he hates us. Or he hates us. How's that?
He didn't want anything to do with us, okay, because he does that horseball show with his zero share at 7 o'clock at night. He is as wooden as a cigar store Indian. I've told you that for years. He's got a personality of a dead man in a coffin. 1028 at 560 WQAM, the most...
Grab my junior, honey.
All right.
They're coming here in December. I heard they got a new member. Yes, they did. And my only prayer is that Gramps were alive. He never got a chance to see them, losing all his vision and most of his hearing. But Grandma had the pins in the room where he cranked their tunes. Grandma just shook her head and said, kid, Grandpa loved the Rolling Stones. And when he heard Painted Black, he smoked bones. And when he died, they buried him next to Brian Jones. what they say, Keith. Stumbled in to make the day. They discovered fire.
Grandma? Some wild talk going around town saying that Charlie Ross's 3 great-grandchildren are about to retire. Now that ain't nice.
Heard some talk about Jagger getting some intensive caring, roaming around a nursing home with Alzheimer's swam. Older than dirt, still will test the name of the tool.
Grandma just hung her head and said, boy,
Grandpa loved the Rolling Stones. And when he played Satisfaction, he moaned. And when he died, they carved the big tongue on his headstone. Grandpa loved the Rolling Stones. When he played Jumpin' Jack Flash, Heart of Stone. Or play with fire, he almost passed the kidney stone. I'm dying over here.
10:35 at 560 WQAM. Here's a great email from John in Fort Lauderdale, a radio spy report. You want to hear it?
Yes, please.
Good morning, Neil. You might want to inform Clarence that he aired an outdated syndicated program early Saturday morning, Pro Football Weekly. They were previewing the AFC and NFC championships games which had been played the week before. Most of the analysts of the show picked the Eagles and the Ravens. So much for QAM's sports program. Thank you, John in Fort Lauderdale, for spying on Clarence and his just lack of effort. Just talk about mailing it in. He can't even afford the postage stamps. He won't even make the effort to go to the post office and buy some. Lazy slacker. And he knows he's got a job for life because he's got naked pictures of the Beasleys and a billy goat or something. I don't know what he's got. He's got naked pictures of Joyce and a walrus.
Wow.
He's got something.
Cuckoo.
That must be it. Because he is as useless as breast on Uranus.
I could use some of those.
Rich in Orlando says, I've seen 3 of the Oscar-worthy movies so far, contended that both The Wrestler and Frost and Nixon are better pictures than Slumdog Millionaire. The award season has been turned into a big have you hugged your local Hindu campaign, but the Indian movie just doesn't hold up to the other ones. Wasn't it Jack Lemmon who said, and don't give me any more leads named Patel in Glengarry Glen Ross?
Patel?
Patel.
I know. That's how they say it in there.
That's how who says it?
Al Pacino.
Well, Jack was right, as Dev Patel can't hold a candle either Mickey Rourke as the wrestler or Frank Langella as Richard Nixon. Says Rich in Orlando. Well, thanks, Rich. I'm not going to see any of them anyway. I mean, why do I want to see about Nixon anymore? Nixon and David Frost. Why do I want to see that?
Don't they have the actual interviews, like on tape or something?
Yes, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, so why wouldn't I want to watch
see
that?
Some fake...
yeah, exactly.
Recreated crap with a couple of guys who don't look anything at all like the original people.
Right,
I mean, not even remotely.
Just because they want to make some movie and they're all out of ideas over there in Hollywood?
That might be it. Maybe that's why they keep remaking really great movies and they do a real half-assed job of it, like When a Stranger Calls, like that, and Psycho.
And The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Right. And Lassie Come Home. Dan says, listener for 20-plus years when I get the chance. Homesick today, so get to hear the whole show. Oh, come on, Neil. Do a good show for Dan. Come on. No. I'm mailing it in today. Horrible poll today. I agree with that. The concept is fine, but what a mishmash. If he's going to list bands, they should just be bands. That's right. Let him have it, Dan. Freaking Sean from Hollywood. I mean, Sean, you've sent us some good stuff over the years, but... lately, your materials, even worse than Charlie B., and that's saying a lot. I got a whole new stack from Charlie B. today. Oh, God, are they bad. If Neil farted, would you sniff it real hard? If Neil came to your house, if you grew up with Neil. I mean, Charlie, get
the flesh, to wear the flesh, to be one with the flesh.
Stop, leave me alone, Charlie B. Anyway, that said, he should at least spell the names right. He's got Avril Lavigne spelled wrong. Another band with chicks. Hole, says Dan. Hole.
Yes. Put it right on there.
There's your president.
Passing the bill, Congress can act where Washington has failed to act over and over again for 30 years. We need more than the same old empty promises.
That's right. We need somebody to give us $1 billion so we can tell Joe Bell to stick it in the hole. Speaking of hole. Avril Lavigne. She didn't belong on there in the first place. I like her just fine. Good Canadian chick. But, I mean, what does she do? She's a band? She's a group? And I don't see any apologies from Sean from Hollywood, an explanation on there. Maybe he's just, maybe he's plastered when he sends us that crap. Maybe he's blitzed. How do guys who, like, drink just nonstop, how do they keep their liver going?
I guess they don't.
Hear the sirens? They're coming from Sean. You hear them?
No.
Well, they're going the other way. Just Bob says Mondays suck, which I agree with that, especially today. SIB is Sunny Isles Beach.
Ah.
Yeah, what a revelation. Sunny Isles Beach. I don't have a chick band to add to the poll. Thank God, Just Bob. Enough already. Here's one from Anthony, who's one of the chronic regulars, but all of a sudden decided to come up with a really stupid name. How about Urethra Franklin for your poll? She looked good the other day. Is she a band? She's big enough to be one. She's big enough to be a big group.
Right. She's a one-man band.
And I still resent the way that she chopped that country in half, you know. She chopped that word like I can understand why Chicken Neck does it, because he's a smart-ass. She's not supposed to be a smart-ass. But she can get away with it because she's urethra, you know.
That's right.
JG in Miami says, take a look at the Sunday schedule for WIOD. Does anything stand out? And it's got a list of stuff. And from 9 a.m. to noon, the Jesus Christ Show. What the hell is that? People call in saying, hi, Jesus. Thank you for taking my call. Naturally, Jesus answers, how can I help you today? What the hell is this? This guy even refers to himself as Jesus in the first person. Unbelievable, says JG.
Unbelievable.
The Jesus Christ Show. Oh, God. Of course, don't forget the rumor. They're shoving Scare America down the dial to 610, blowing all those people out, which means Jimmy Syphilis. You're done, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
You failed.
You're out. And then they're putting Sports Talk up on the 940. Can you imagine? I mean, let's divide it by another...
Don't have to imagine. Haven't we been here before?
No, but I'm just saying. I mean, they at least have a signal.
Oh, that's right.
50,000 friggin' watts over there. Of course, the last thing we need is another sports station, but don't confuse them. They'll put that Dan Sileo guy on in the morning, who's got an ego bigger than Uranus, and then a bunch of other losers the rest of the day. You know, syndicated crap. Romy, oh, God. Just keep rehashing the same losing crap over and over and over again. My God. God almighty. Put something on the air somebody might want to hear. Of course, that's not the cheap Channel F and way. That is not their style. Any more than it's Joe Bell's style. Like you say, if he likes it, it's going to suck, and it's going to fail. So when's the big change coming on this station, 2 to 4, and nighttime?
I don't know.
Just thinking out loud.
Okay.
If you blow too much, you're in trouble.
After age 35, most men experience decreased levels of testosterone. But if you're like most men, you don't want to take risky pills or harmful injections. Now, you can renew your manhood the all-natural way with Testosterone. Testosterone is the one hormone-enriched pasta that really sticks out.
Ooh, al dente.
That's right. Now there's a way to increase your sex drive and endurance.
Hey, honey, you cook up the testosterone, I'll provide the sausage and meatballs.
And best of all, testosterone can benefit the whole family, like Mom.
Ooh, oh, my.
Grandma.
Oh, dear.
Even Grandpa.
No, nothing yet.
Testosterone. It'll do wonders for your noodle.
Still nothing. Oh, wait, something moved. Oh, no, false alarm. Oh, Gunny, come on, Woodrow.
1047 at 560 WQAM. Woodrow. Boy, that's an interesting name for the male part.
Is
Woodrow.
It? Yeah.
Maybe he wanted the wood to see wood grow.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah.
Don't start getting
so
in
many
that area.
lines, I know.
As a matter of fact, Charles in Pinecrest says, I was driving around over the weekend and listening to the station. The Big O was on, and they were talking about that women's hoops coach that just died from breast cancer. And Big O or his co-host starts playing funny sound bites as they're talking about this woman who just died. Normally, this stuff wouldn't bother me, but I have several members of my extended family who died from breast cancer. It just seemed really insensitive and infantile. Now you're talking about the Big O. Yeah.
Rock solid.
Insensitive and infantile, especially the infantile part. How is he allowed to get away with this crap?
Rock solid.
I read about all these other radio hosts from other parts of the country who are fired for much less, but here it seems you have to murder somebody to be taken off the air.
Rock solid.
That's right, Charles in Pinecrest, you better understand the Big O is...
Rock solid.
He's got some of those naked pictures too, I guess. Although I think they're going to be shoving him up to the nighttime when nobody can hear the station and sticking somebody in there 2 to 4. Somebody who can get more than a 1-1, you know? Oh, God. Somebody who actually speaks English. Dow's up 118 points. Aren't you thrilled?
Oh, yeah.
The late Mike Ranieri says, just wanted to say hello. We all listen to you up here. You mentioned Jerry Wichner before, and he got a kick out of it. He does like listening to you, but we outvoted him. We only have one radio, and we took away his gun. Oh, he doesn't like listening to you. Big Alan and I can't wait for you to join us. Rick Shaw stopped by last week, but I told him he actually has to die before he can join our little coffee clutch. See you soon, Mike. Y'all hold what y'all got till y'all get what y'all want. P.S. Can you bring me a pack of Winston's on the way up? Y'all hold what y'all got till y'all get what y'all want.
Yep, I'm holding it.
Ooga booga. Looky, looky. Here comes Cookie. I like Ranieri just fine. He was a good guy, and I liked him a lot, but I got to confess, I really never understood his show. You know what I mean?
Didn't you?
Like when he would read the Daily Almanac?
Well, you weren't like an old fisherman or anything like that, you know.
No, that's true.
You weren't an old cracker. Florida cracker.
Old cracker?
Yeah.
Hey, all you crackers out there, we got a show for you now that I'm old, but I'm not a cracker, though. Dow's up 128. Hallelujah. Here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. All these people losing their jobs, and what are they worried about? Just like that email we got last Tuesday on Inauguration Day. Oh, what's all the big hoopla? It's not something important like the Super Bowl, you know, or like that. Oh, the sports mind, the sports mentality. It's just enough. It's enough to make your head just explode, isn't it?
Yep.
Now let's take a look at all these emails on here. Outlook Express. I'm clicking on it, and there are 10 polls from Charlie B. and Sean and Larry and Lanny, 10 polls, and that's it. They got nothing today.
Come on, Neil, make us laugh. Give us a little coochie-coochie. Come on.
Nope, I'm not even putting airmail on there. I'm just putting one stamp, which they'll probably return it. Return to sender.
Mm-hmm.
We got to wait for something big and exciting to happen, you know. I mean, we got almost 4 more years before the next election. We got Swillery walking around. You notice how she's always got that same smug look on her face?
Uh-huh.
Always.
Yes. And she wonders.
Yeah, she wonders why so many people hate her like poison. I just can't warm up to her, to the Ice Princess, you know? It's like it would be like my going outside, dressed like I am right now with my walking shorts and a T-shirt and my floppies. Mm. And if I walked outside right now, I just can't warm up to this. Same thing with her.
Mm-hmm.
The Ice Princess. Oh, you just don't like women, Neil. That must be... Yeah, I mean, everybody loves Swillery. And you wonder why he was screwing around?
I don't.
Nope, nothing on the View. What am I going to do with all those polls sitting there? If there was a good one, I'd put it on there for tomorrow, but they're not. I mean, Charlie B., your obsession with me is embarrassing even to me, Charlie. Oh, if Neil farts, would you sniff his ass? I mean, would you like... 538 votes on the poll. Whole Black Eyed Peas in Berlin don't have any. See, there's really no point. Garbage got 2. No Doubt got 5. But there's not really any point in putting it in. The Bengals got 7 because we're going to change the poll soon. But if it makes you feel better that you sent me an email and George actually went ahead and put it on there, like, oh, good. See?
Right.
That means we're responsive. We're listening.
Sure, yeah. Whatever.
Are we?
We'll do it. Yeah, whatever they want. Audience? Yeah, we'll put it on there.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
For those of you who missed that. Let's see. Here's one. These are from over the weekend. They're not from today. I'm digging into my pile. There wasn't much came in over the weekend either. They're just ignoring us now.
Mm-hmm.
Seth says, without going into any butt licking, I will simply say,
oh, God.
That being noted, a question and some info. First, George mentioned a group that is interested in early Miami radio, and as Mr. Miami memorabilia, I would very much appreciate if George has the info. You're being kind enough to give me their email address.
What?
Let me read that paragraph again.
Please. I mean, I didn't miss any of the words that you said. I just didn't understand a word of it.
Well, maybe you'll absorb it better.
Maybe.
I'm getting choked up about it. It's so silly. First, George mentioned a group that is interested in early Miami radio, And as Mr. Miami Memorabilia, I would very much appreciate if George has the info, you're being kind enough to give me their email address. This is from Mr. Miami Memorabilia.
I still didn't understand his question.
He wants the email address for this group that's interested in early Miami radio that you allegedly talked about.
I don't remember mentioning any group that's interested in early Miami radio.
Okay, and second, delighted to advise that Neil has memorialized on the website of the new book, L'Chaim, the history of the Jewish community of Greater Miami. Oy vey. Just go to SethBramsonBooks.com and click on the image library link on the left side. Then click on yada, 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 link at the top, which will bring up the images. Neil's Pictures, number 277. Click on the captions link, which will bring you to the captions, and scroll down to 277, and enjoy. Enjoy. And to both of you, and to quote the inimitable Keith Olbermann, great thanks, sir. All the best and warmest good wishes, Seth, who's the Mr. Miami Memorabilia.
Right. Thank you, Seth. No idea what you're talking about.
No, I don't either. I'm number 277 on the history of Jewish community of Greater Miami. L'chaim. Happy Simchas Torah.
Mazel tov.
Right. Chag Sachois. So thanks, Seth. Whatever that. I'm not clicking on anything. Okay. It's too much work. I'll go to this and go to that and click on this and enjoy. Wouldn't you enjoy it? And then why are you holding back that information that he's looking for?
Because I'm a bastard.
There are no emails on the View there. Nothing. I mean, there are a bunch. There's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 really crappy polls. And Sean from Hollywood has not responded yet. I know maybe he's at Gulfstream. Did they run on Monday?
You tell me.
I have no idea. Or maybe he's just too embarrassed that he put a bunch of, like Avril Lavigne, single chicks on there who aren't a band. That's like asking, which planet is your favorite other than the Earth? What's your favorite planet?
Mm-hmm.
And then putting on the poll Saturday. You know, I mean, I don't know. Is it just me?
No.
I just can't get inside these people's heads. I just don't understand what they're thinking about, where they're coming from. And I sure as hell don't want to get inside Charlie B's head. That is one strange dude, let me tell you. Strange. Really strange. Remember that song, People Are Strange?
Sure.
Maybe there's a bit for a chicken neck. Groupies are strange, you know. Groupies are strange. Have you ever met like one of the real groupies and it turned out to be like kind of like an ordinary person?
Yeah, well.
You have?
See, that's just it. If they are an ordinary person, are they really a groupie? Or are they just a fan? Where's the line?
Oh, where's the line? Think of, I'm your friend. Think of that.
Okay, well, see, like, one excludes the other, in my mind.
Right. Yeah. Groupies are strange, all right. They're weird. They're bizarre. As in that, for example.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain.
Sorry about that.
Any questions?
I was listening to stuff in Q to make sure it had the Joyce approval, the squeal approval from that bitch.
I'm saving nickels and quarters. I'm cutting coupons because I'm a victim of recession. Buying from discount stores, and I don't know if I'll get through it. Oh no, I've spent too much. I bounced 5 checks this month. There goes my credit rating. I thought I had more in my savings. I'll take you out to lunch if you buy.
I'm dying over here.
It's a soft economy. It's a soft economy. I'm saving nickels and quarters. I'm cutting coupons because I'm a victim of recession. Buying from discount.
cards.
Wow. Whoever put that in the DCS originally, who did you have put the stuff in here way back when?
So many people have been involved in doing that.
So many illiterate people?
Including Kenny Grammer.
Really?
Well, he was one of them. Thank you. And Joe Costello and just a lot of people.
Well, that explains it. 11:03 at 560 WQAM. I'm getting a scratchy throat. I think I might be out sick the rest of the week. I mean, I'm not sick at all, but I'm thinking about it. I'm working it up. Here's a stupid email. Neil, did you go to the All-Star game? The All-Star game, the NHL All-Star game, was, number one, played in Montreal. Number two, I wouldn't even watch it, much less go to it. It's not a game. There's no checking. There's no hitting. It's just 13-12 in a shootout. The East beats the West. 13-12. Does that sound like a score in a hockey game? Even George knows not.
Nope.
It's a bunch of crap. Oh, there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one. And they're interviewing people, and while they're interviewing people, goals are being scored. I did see 4 seconds of that. And then I moved on to the racing network to watch harness racing from Windsor Raceway. Okay, I'm getting so fed up with these people adding more, and I've ignored most of them.
Good.
More and more names of bands, okay? Oh, name a band or name a bunch of bands. So I changed the poll.
Good.
So it's closed, okay? 554 votes. What's your favorite band with chicks? Fleetwood Mac 82, Dixie Chicks 70, Heart 62, The Pretenders 39, the B-52s 36, the Go-Go's 29, Jefferson Airplane 25, Blondie 22, the Supremes 21, ABBA 20. What about the Marvelettes? Oh, let's put it back on there and put the Marvelettes on. Pat Benatar 17, Mamas and the Papas 17, Eurythmics 15. What about the Eurythmics? Oh, there they are, the Eurythmics 15. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts 14, Big Brother and the Holding Company 12, Ike and Tina Turner 10, Carpenters 10. First of all, the Ike and Tina Turner review, I mean, that is so bogus.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Carpenters 10, the Bangles 8, Fifth Dimension 8, the Plasmatics 7, Avril Lavigne 7, not a group, No Doubt 6, Peter, Paul, and Mary 6, Katie Lang, not a group 4, Scandal 3, Garbage 2, Black Eyed Peas 1, the Motels 1, None for Hole, and None for Berlin. How about Ed Berliner? I wonder if Ed Berliner's ever been in Berlin. I sure hope not. Start WW2 all over again. Boy, he is just... Now, where is he on? See, I ask these questions, and we don't have Tubby there anymore to answer.
Well, maybe some other Tubby.
This is another dimension that they screwed up this show with, okay, by taking him off of there. He was like the sports outlet.
Right.
He had like some relationship to what's going on in sports, which if I have a question about stuff like that, you sure as hell aren't going to answer it.
Nope, not me.
Well, nice going there, Clarence, you jerk. Oh, well, we need him for overnights and yada, 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 and boo, 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 boo. We need him for the early edition with Jesse when everybody's asleep. Although I will say this to you, I still have no information, none, about who's doing the bedtime stories in the future. I guess Cordes is still doing them. Thank the Lord for that. What?
I guess so.
Yeah, because they're getting up there most days. But I have no information about whether Tubby is just too lazy of a lump, he doesn't need the money, or whatever. See, I could understand if I was asking him to do me as a favor and do it for free, and he might say, oh, I don't want to. I'm working overnights. I got these horrible hours, like that. But for somebody that was always, the whole time he was on his show, I'm working for pennies, I'm not making any money, and there's an extra few grand a year, you'd think that this guy would jump at the chance, right?
I assume.
Well, fat people don't jump at anything, except food. Oh, boy. Here's one that says, there's more to life than weather. Keep trying to convince yourself, old man. Had the weather there been 75, don't you think at least a few hours of your day this weekend would have been spent differently? Personally, I spent all day this weekend on the beach, under the blue skies, breathing in the fresh breeze, enjoying watching the beautiful goddesses that inhabit Miami Beach frolic. Well, first of all, I'm not interested in watching goddesses frolic anywhere. Number one, that should be obvious, an old fag like me. And number two, I'm happy here. So you can keep trying to convince yourself that I'd be a lot happier being there, but I wouldn't, because I'd be with people like you who take the time and go out of their way to send me crap like this. Weather isn't everything, okay? You dress for the weather. Isn't that the way it works?
Yep.
Whatever the weather is, you dress for it. Just ask the Eskimos; they'll tell you.
And like most things, if you've got the bucks, it ain't no big deal. For a nice warm coat.
That's right.
Things like that. You can afford some heat.
I won a few bucks at Woodbine this weekend. I did just fine. I have no complaints about my weekend, other than it went way too fast. I have no complaints.
Good.
Other than, well, I'm not going to go into it. It has to do with Paco and his Mexican family. Why is it that families just drive their kids crazy? Why they never shut up?
It's the thing they do.
I'm delighted. I'm really pleased that the whole family thing with me was like not all that significant in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes me sound like a hard-hearted old bastard, which I am, but it's just the way it is. You can choose your friends. You can pick your nose and pick your friends. You can't pick your family. You can't pick your parents. John in Fort Lauderdale says, Ed Berliner does fill-in or weekend stuff at the Ticket. Oh, good. What a perfect match that is. Oh, look at this. John Diaz says, I refreshed the website. Poll of countries most likely to use the bomb is still on there. What gives? Yeah, that's the new poll. Well, what is that supposed to mean? Do you understand the question?
Nope.
He refreshed it, and this poll is still on there. That's the new one. Which nuclear power or wannabe are you afraid is the most likely to set off the next big one? Una Baba Grande. Pakistan 9, US 8, North Korea 7, Iran 5, Israel 4, China 3, Russia 2, India 2, UK 1, and France none. Out of the first 41. He refreshed the poll, and that one is still on there. I guess every time he refreshes the poll, he expects a different poll. Oh, my God. Here's a long email about something. You ready?
I'm locked in.
Well, I'm printing it out right now.
All right.
I sure wish there was a place I could store those polls. I know we've been through this a million times.
Yeah, there is. It's called Right Where They're At.
Oh, I don't want them there.
You can make a saved folder and drag them into the saved folder. Or you can call it something else. You can call it a poll folder and drag them in there.
A poll full?
Here, let me explain your options. Everything you want to do is available to you.
Yeah. Are you trying to say I'm computer illiterate? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that you're a hard ass I don't know, you've got like a mental illness with leaving things on your computer.
In fact, my ass is so hard I might do a Joyce right here in the chair.
Really? Well, let's do a duet.
You inspired me this morning.
Wow.
George had to turn around and go back home this morning.
Slid into home, no pun intended.
Luckily for him, the toilet seat did not slide off the bowl, like happened to me in that restaurant that time. And that's a true story.
I know. Well, who would make that up?
I was just dying. I was right on the verge of bursting, and I sit down. This guy finally comes out of there. What was that restaurant? Some Italian restaurant in Lauderdale.
I don't know.
And the guy finally comes out of there, and I go rushing in. I slam that door shut. I lock it. I pull my pants down. I sit down, and the toilet seat slides right onto the floor. Luckily, I hadn't, the release sign hadn't been given yet. Harry says, good morning, Neil and George. Did you see this article about the Gary, Indiana mayor had the city with $1 million deficit buy him a 2009 Hummer? No, we hadn't seen it. Why do we care about that?
I don't.
Mayor Rudy Clay bought a Hummer with government funds while the city is experiencing a $36 million deficit. And it goes on and on and on. He said, what do you want me to do, walk around here? I've got to have a car. So he bought a 2009 Hummer 3 for $30,000. He probably noted he got a $5,000 discount. Well, good for him. He could have bought a $50,000 Expedition, he said, but he spent only $30,000 to buy the Hummer. Well, why does anybody care about this, Harry? This is so freaking boring. Yeah, it is. I'm getting choked up about it.
I know, I can hear.
And I'm only, like, skimming the edges of this. This goes on for about 50,000 words. Oh, Harry, get a life.
I have no life.
Neil Rogers, good. George Rodriguez, no good.
Just you know why.
Hi, this is Gary Busey. That was me playing Buddy Holly 25 years ago and the only hit movie I ever had. But now I'm serving time again for beating my wife. And that's what's going to happen to you if you go beating on your wife. Now, I know sometimes they could use a good whooping now and then, keep them in their place. But it ain't a good idea because, well, being gay, it ain't all that bad. I've learned to accept my homosexuality, and I'm still as manly as any other sports fan. So this Valentine's Day, don't go beating on your woman, gay. That good? Hey, where's my lawyer? Think that'll shave a few years off?
11:17 at 560 WQAM. Here's a real piece of crap. See, they have no material, so the new deal is like, attack the host. No, that's the old deal.
Right?
That's all they got. Attack you, attack me, attack both of us, attack the show, attack everybody, and basically because
I have no
they're
life.
miserable.
Right.
Garbledygook says, how ironic. Neil left Florida because he hates Cubans and ends up living with Mexicans in his house. God certainly works in mysterious ways. Yeah, I left Florida because I hate Cubans and I have Mexicans living in my house.
I knew it.
Not. Everyone knows the Cubans are the top of the Spanish-speaking food chain and the Mexicans are the distant bottom, it says. There's one person living in my apartment here, and that's me. Period. Oh, no, we don't believe you, Neil. You got 400 Mexicans living there. Just keep fantasizing, okay? Keep creating this fantasy life because you don't have a real one.
I have no life.
Yeah, we know that. On and on and on it goes. Yeah, I left South Florida. I didn't left. I left. Have you left it?
Just this morning.
I believe it. I think we're done with the emails, and it's not even 11:30 yet. Really pathetic. Let me look. Let me scour through here. Maybe there's some from like 3 weeks ago. I think that's it. Here's Steven Simpson, who's got a fake lineup, who thinks he's very funny and isn't even slightly amusing. Happy end of the year to you. Oh, that's how far back that goes. To you, George, and Fat Chris. So I guess you're never going to see him again, huh?
I don't know. I saw him during that seminar thing that you were a part of,
right,
via remote control, and I thought I was going to have a little chit-chat with him afterwards. And
a little what?
Chat. And he disappeared. I have his present, his birthday present, which was, after Christmas.
I don't think he wants anything to do with us.
You might be right. I don't know.
Maybe he finally figured out that associating with us in any way would get him completely fired. They probably told him, look, we're just starting with a demotion and a cut in pay and a cut in hours and going to stick you on at a time that nobody wants to work. But if you keep consorting with them, you're done. And he said, okay. He's a lump. A big, fat lump. Haven't heard from Anita Marks today with any info on her starting date on QAM. Haven't heard another word from Barry Jackass or Tom Jicker or anybody else who's supposed to be in the know about the IOD deal. About when Cheap Channel is switching. Well, they keep doing that all the time. You know what I was thinking about this weekend? Because when I'm in the car, when I'm driving to Woodbine or wherever I'm driving, which is usually there, I have 680 News, CKFR, which is a really outstanding news station here, 24 hours, live. And I was thinking to myself, in a market the size of South Florida, there is no all-news station anymore.
Right.
It used to be INZ, and then they flipped that over to IOD, allegedly, but they were never really, they did news in the morning, and then they had Rush and, the usual right-wing crap. And then, of course, they eliminated the news block in the morning. I don't know what they do with Jimmy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If they're news-heavy oriented, I don't know, because I wouldn't listen if you paid me. I think you're on the way out anyway, Jimmy. You're done. Well, here's one. The guy in Pinecrest was absolutely correct about the big... about the college basketball coach and the immature sound bites. Where does your station get off sending him all over the country to see who the 7th-round draft pick for the Dolphins would be, and they won't even buy George a car? That's because they hate George because he's on this show.
Right.
And because the big is part of their sports fraternity.
And just to get it right, they don't buy us anything. It's a trade-out deal.
They won't even provide you with a car. I wonder how much money they're spending to send all these people to the Super Bowl, even though it's only up in Tampa. What?
Lots.
I mean, I don't get it. Joe is off tomorrow because they're heading up to Tampa? How long does it take to go to Tampa? What, 4 hours? Huh?
If you drive slow, yeah.
3.5, 4 hours?
The way I drive.
And so instead of having Joe work tomorrow and then, take off for Tampa, which the game isn't, I just don't get it. It's days away. But that's okay. I'm not going to interfere. He's off tomorrow so that DA can be on. And when a guy's doing a point, is that the kind of guy you want to put in morning drive, in drive time when people aren't supposed to be listening, when that's your bread and butter? A guy that gets shares in the numbers? Mark and Kendall, though, says they should keep DA around. He's got a very good baseball knowledge and insight. With baseball season approaching, it would make a lot of sense. My only knock on him is when he has female guests, cheerleaders, etc., he slobbers over them and sounds like he's never been laid. You and George are great, says Mark and Kendall. Thanks, Mark. What?
I said, thanks, Mark.
Maybe he never has been laid. Is he an ugly guy, D.A.?
Yes.
Oh. Maybe that's why he's got a point. Maybe it's not just in the ratings category. Maybe
he looks like Baba Booey. He looks like
Baba Booey?
Whatever his name is. Gary? Is that his name? Howard Stern's producer.
How the hell do I know what Howard Stern's producer looks like?
He's got a TV show and he's been all over the place. He's got like a big old horse face with horse teeth.
Like Zagacki, like penis face.
No.
Even worse.
All right, you see a horse?
Yeah.
That's D.A.
Oh, no. Horsey puss.
Mm-hmm. Really, really nice guy.
Yeah, so what's that got to do with anything?
Nothing, I'm just saying.
Does that mean he ought to be working 6 to 10 in the morning and morning
I've never
drive?
heard 1 minute of his show.
Oh, the things that these people do. It's just, and then last Friday we had that on in the middle of the day when people are awake. Oh, my phone's ringing. I'll be back.
Jiminy Christmas. It's going to be some telemarketer. Should shut that thing off during the show, man. Talking about other people taking calls from their bookies.
Oh.
See?
Another one of those automated calls. Hello, this is Victoria. Blah, 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 you know. It never stops. It's on the Crackberry, it's on your computer, it's on your telephone. It just never stops. They don't stop bugging you. Now that the economy is in the crapper, now they're really going to be going after every dime they can get. Don't you just hate that?
Yep.
Right in the middle of an important radio show, or at least one that used to be important, and I go running in the other room because who knows what it might be. It might be Ed McMahon with my $10 million.
Right.
The lotto was $43 million here Saturday night. 3 people won. 3 people split it. I was not one of them. I got $10. Oh, look at this. Jerry says, had a court appearance on Friday. Just before parking my car, tuned in time to hear the Al Goldstein letter to Obama. I had tears in my eyes. I laughed so hard. Could you read that damn thing again? No, I couldn't read it again because even if I wanted to, I don't have it anymore. Could I read it again? Oh, God. Oh, please. I'm going to lay on the floor the rest of the show and just make guttural sounds. Like that. I don't know what was worse, Victoria with that phony spam phone call or that email I just got. That's what they got. It was very funny. Could I read it again? How about if I read it 10 times a day, every day?
Okay.
Oh, my God. It just makes me weak.
I'm a fat Jew.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Al Goldstein.
Yup.
I could find it again because I could go to his blog. That was his latest blog entry. The Blob with a blog. He wouldn't be the first Blobbo with a blog, but the other one is no longer with us. Which reminds me, I got to get that blood sugar down sometime this year.
Please.
Well, we got almost 5 years to go on this deal, you know.
Yeah, could you, would you?
Would I what?
Get your blood sugar down. Stop eating all that ice cream.
And pizza.
Oh, boy, me and pizza. I think we might have to have a divorce.
Really?
I'm just eating too much of it. Just pounds of it.
It's all carbs, man.
Yeah, I know, all carbs in that
It's okay
cheese.
if you eat the toppings. I told you, Larry Kent, big fat Larry Kent, he used to go to Mary's Pizza and get a large pepperoni and extra cheese, and he would eat all the toppings with a fork and not touch the crust, and now he's dead.
All for me.
Yeah, that's right. Only the sad news in that case, he's still alive. So I guess that whole business about not eating the crust, I mean, you know, keeps the carb count down and your blood sugar down. But just too much of that cheese and pappy Rooney, man.
Right.
Greasy, heavy.
All that tomato sauce. It gives me heartburn. Oh, it just messes me up.
I love it.
Oh, God.
If anybody has opinions dissenting from our way,
We'll place your name into the system.
You fairy.
As enemy of the state. Don't even bother to question. Just follow unto fate. Everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA. In the act of patriotism, we're watching all of you. Everyone's under suspicion. So that's what you do. Bring that information and all you mindless fools in Bush Fatherland Nation, Fascist USA. You gotta hate those Jews and Clinton liberals too. Believe everything we tell you on the state-run news. Blood war for corporate. Fill up your Escalade. A Reuben Cheney Bush menu. Fascist USA.
Oh!
We don't mind to see our jobs go. A bad economy's good. We're fascinated by J-Lo. Don't read no stupid books. All now are embracing the Pax American way. Everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA.
11:32 at 560 WQAM. Mike in Fort Myers sends an email. Boy, I tell you, they're slim and grim today. They're few and far between. And what did I tell you in the beginning? Oh, here's that schedule I started because it says George 10 to 2. I never got past that because Clarence is an idiot. Big O 2 to 4, at least that's what it says on the paper. Mad Dog 4 to 7. Dolphin tonight 7 to 8 with the wooden Kimba Boat Camper who hates us like poison. And the DA show 8 to 11. And speaking of him, Mike in Fort Myers says there's someone who listened to DA when he was a board op here on the West Coast for the Beasley Station 770 AM back in 2000. He was working on the Tom Abraham show. In fact, DA even went on to date and move away with Tom's daughter to Kansas City. Put it this way, you can only imagine what DA and the daughter looked like given that Tom Abraham was 5'10", 340 pounds. But remember, DA is a good guy. Right, it says. You think that's a little sarcastic? Right.
Sounds a little sarcastic.
DA show sucked here, sucked in Kansas City, and yet Joe Bell hired him. Nice job, Jolly Joe, you fairy.
You fairy.
Says Mike in Fort Myers. So there's an incestuous. See, I didn't know about that before. That he was over at Beasley at 770 in Fort Myers before he went to Kansas City. And then Jolly Joe Bell schlepped him back down to Florida again. Did you know that?
I did not. Now we know.
Well, see, it's a fraternity. It's not a business. It's not a radio station. It's a fraternity. It's Jolly Joe and his merry band of goofballs. I mean, you know, you might have originally thought, like I did, that he went out of the market and did like a nationwide search to find, a talent who could do something. But he didn't. He just brought a former board op from the Fort Myers Beasley station out from Kansas City and brought him back to South Florida to get a point. Oh! So what's the point? He'll be on for Joe Rose tomorrow morning, 6 to 10. Be sure and listen in, okay? And then you can decide for yourself. Is he great? Is he okay? Does he belong on the air?
No.
What's the story with him? I don't think I've ever heard him. No, that's wrong. I've heard him filling in for Joe.
Yeah.
Every once in a while when I hear those last few minutes before you finally come in. And, do you have any idea how relieved I am when that audio goes out?
You've mentioned, yeah.
Oh, my God. Now, like this morning, George was late because he had to go back to the house.
I always
forgot.
Try to warn you so that you won't have to be stuck in there listening when you know I'm going to be late.
Well, I come in here the same time anyway. When I'm dressed and I'm ready and I've taken my peels and I'm all set to go, I'm all polished up and sheeny and shiny. I come in here and sit down and I start. You don't think I just come in here and sit down and wait to mail it in, do you? I start doing a little bit of homework, man.
Right. Got to print all those great emails. That's right. That takes
That's right. All these great emails. Like there's one on there now. A quick note to somebody. Okay, I'll print it out. I don't like reading them off the thing. Okay. All those polls on there, though, just freak me out. Maybe I'll just get rid of them. But then I'd have to come up with original ones myself. We've been out of polls for a long, long time. For months, maybe years, huh?
Maybe.
Well, no, we were doing okay back, when the primaries were going on and the presidential election, all that stuff, all the political crap. That's over with now. Obama won in a landslide. And Bush is gone. Oh, God. Now, aren't we supposed to all feel a lot better now that the Nazis are gone?
I feel a little bit better.
Although I get the feeling that maybe a bunch of Mexicans are going to invade my house like those Israeli soldiers that are invading those homes on the West Bank.
Oh,
I was on 60 Minutes last night, but I don't want to get into it because then I'll get a whole bunch of, you anti-Semitic Jew, blah, 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 you self-hating. Yeah. Okay. Matthew says, Neil, quick note, maybe you should help Joe Bell build the wall of football instead of constantly ripping him and ripping the wall down. You are surrounded by outstanding talent. Big O, great. Syphilis has the voice of an angel. Guess what? He's not on this station. Joe Rose conducts pressing and riveting interviews. Pressing? Kimbo is a true wordsmith. Mad Dog has sniffed the jock of some of the greats. All the something are there. Please help Mr. Bell build a wall of football, you silly old queen. All the ingredients are there, I guess. All the something. All the top jock sniffers are here. Like Jimmy Syphilis has the voice of an angel. In other words...
You fairy.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say about Jimmy. He's not on this station, okay? Only for the games. And I still don't understand that. And he won't be on that station for long either once they Scare America down to 610. He'll be long gone. And won't that be bizarre, huh? And here's a picture of W. Clean up the aisle 5, yada, yada. And this is supposed to be funny. Long from Larry. Larry, save the time. You're supposed to email me stuff that I can use on the air that'll be of interest or provocative or something for the audience, informative, educational, hysterical, something. And when they send me a bunch of pictures and a bunch of crap like that, what am I supposed to do with it besides wipe my ass with it?
I
Larry.
don't know.
Oh, God. Talk about out of material. Oh, here's a link to some interesting story, Neil, yeah. It's not even noon yet, and we're already maybe we'll take some calls today. What do you think?
Okay.
Are you serious?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
What kind of a comment is that? You don't care?
Ambivalent. That kind of a comment.
I care.
Do you?
You really think I'm going to take some calls today?
I don't know. You could surprise us.
I don't even have the monitor on to take the calls.
Neither.
So then why would we do that?
Just 'cause.
Because there's no emails?
That's one reason.
Disgraced pastor faces more gay sex accusations.
Oh, my God.
Disgraced evangelical leader Ted Haggard's former church disclosed Friday that the gay sex scandal that caused his downfall extends to a young male church volunteer who reported having a sexual relationship with Haggard, a revelation that comes as Haggard tries to repair his pubic image. How do you like that? Hey, Teddy.
You fairy.
Brady Boyd, who succeeded Haggard as the senior pastor of the 10,000-member New Life Church in Colorado Springs, told the Associated Press that the man came forward to church officials in late 2006, shortly after a Denver male prostitute claimed to have had a 3-year cash-for-sex relationship with Haggard. Boyd said an overwhelming pool of evidence pointed to an inappropriate consensual sexual relationship that went on for a long period of time. It wasn't a one-time act. Boyd said the man was in his early 20s at the time. He said he was certain the man was of legal age when it began. Reached Friday night, Haggard declined to comment and said all interviews would have to be arranged through a publicist for HBO, which is airing a documentary about him this month. Boyd said the church reached a legal settlement to pay the man for counseling and college tuition, with one condition being that none of the parties involved discussed the matter publicly. Boyd said a Colorado Springs TV station reached him Thursday to say the young man was planning to provide a detailed report of his relationship with Haggard to the station. Boyd said the church preferred to keep the matter private, but it was the man's decision to go public. The disclosure comes as Haggard, 52, is about to give a series of high-profile interviews to promote the cable documentary about his time in exile. He's scheduled to appear on CNN's Larry King Live Thursday, the date of the documentary's premiere, and has already taped The Oprah Show. Oh, God. Lying, hypocritical phonies, and making money from it. That's the worst part of the whole deal. Making book deals all over the place, like Stink on Joe. In early 2007, New Life Church disclosed an investigation uncovered new evidence that Haggard engaged in sordid conversation and improper relationships but didn't go into detail. Earlier, a church board member had said there was no evidence Haggard had sexual relationships with anyone but Mike Jones, the former male prostitute, una prostituta. Haggard confessed to undisclosed sexual immorality after Jones' allegations and resigned as president of the National Association of Evangelicals and from New Life Church, where he faced being fired. Anticipating criticism of the settlement with a former church volunteer, Boyd said Friday it was in the best interest of all involved. He wouldn't name the volunteer or the settlement amount. They paid him off. Shut up and go away, okay, if it's good enough for the Catholic Church.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Yeah. O-N-D-A-Y-S-U-C-K-S.
Real American a-holes.
Real American a-holes.
We salute you, Mr. Broke Your New Year's Resolution to Quit Smoking Guy.
Mr. Broke Your New Year's Resolution to Quit Smoking Guy.
The ball dropped, and so did your willpower.
Come on, who's got a light? Come on, come on.
Every year, you swear you're gonna quit. And every year, you hightail it to the nearest Smoke for Less by 12:05.
Don't forget the message.
It's 30 below outside in the office smoking lounge. But you don't care, because for the next 5 minutes, you are the Marlboro Man.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em now.
With the money you'd save on cigarettes alone, you could put down a down payment on a new condo. But no biggie, condos don't come in menthol.
Ow!
So we salute you, Mr. Broke Your New Year's Resolution to Quit Smoking Guy, your trembling fingers, your yellow teeth, and your camel cash. You are a real American a-hole.
Absolutely.
11:47 at QAM, 13 till noon. We're mailing it in on a Monday, boy. This day feels like, I don't know, I think you're really doing the show. It says George on the schedule.
Maybe I am.
Did Clarence come in and apologize for a screw-up? Here's one from Chef Sparky, who continues being bizarre. Neil, on DA, I think the time slot he is in does not help his cause. I've listened to his show, and my conclusion, if it makes any sense, is he like what?
He has a concussion?
That's how he spells it. My conclusion, if it makes any sense, is he, like Jason Jackson, I think are good broadcasters, but not necessarily talk show hosts. Coming at ya! Yeah, he's a great broadcaster, Jason Jerks. He sucks. On the flip side, George, for example, I do not consider to be a good broadcaster, but can be interesting as a fill-in to your show. Make any sense? No. Have a sensational day. By the way, are you on Facebook yet? No. Not yet? Not going to be? Don't hold your breath. Am I on Facebook yet? So anyway, Paco and I watched what turned out to be a very funny movie last night, and it's only got 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
See, I get suckered into watching these because when he's got the remote control, although he's seen all these a million times on cable.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Woodcock.
Hadn't seen it.
Have you heard of it?
Sure. It was highly promoted.
Funny as hell. Really funny.
Well, then
Billy
I'll
Bob
have to
Thornton,
check it out.
Sean William Scott, and Susan Sarandon. And now I realize why I always confuse Sigourney Weaver with Susan Sarandon, because they look a lot alike.
They are similar.
Susan Sarandon looks like a somewhat younger Sigourney Weaver.
And both their names start with S's. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah. Who's with an S? Like Mickey Dane would say, who's with an S? That's what we need is a good psychic show on here. That's what we need. God. So you haven't seen it?
No.
Taken aback by his mother's wedding announcement, a young man returns home in an effort to stop her from marrying his old high school gym teacher, a man who made high school a hell for generations of students. Billy Bob Thornton is really good in this. And there's like a lot of really, a lot of belly laughs, you know what I mean?
Good.
Mr. Woodcock.
I'll check it out.
You should. If it comes on your cable, take a puke at it.
I will. It's all over the place. I just,
Is it really?
Haven't gotten around to it, right.
Well, why not?
I've been busy.
Oh, God. Remember Harry that sent me that boring email before about the mayor of some town that nobody ever heard of? He sends me another long, ponderous, I'm sure just as boring, but I'll print it out. It's the only one on there now. Along with all those 8 million polls, those horrible polls from Charlie B. and Sean, who thinks that Avril Lavigne is a group, is a band. Never got any clarification from him about his acting so stupid. Although you said he was like an ordinary guy and that he won something at Gulfstream on Friday.
In that first race, he bet the chalk.
So?
And won.
Well, big deal. Whoopie-doo. The horse, I think, went off 3-2, $5. Wow. Probably had like a $2 bet. Probably the show.
Just because I say he's a normal-looking guy. You know how that goes.
Harry says faulty ATM having a 2-for-1 sale. Good morning again, Neil and George. Oh, good morning again. Let me see if I even read like a sentence of this. He's going to continue sending this crap. You're an idiot, Harry. Just looking to kill the show with a lot of boring stories that he found online somewhere or in the Weekly Reader, something like that. Ponderous ATM story. Go away, Harry. We got enough Chaim Yankels on there already. We don't need you. You paskudnyak. Good morning again. Like, if you hated the first one, you're really going to hate this one. Yeah. Oh, that's what we get.
No.
Don't you understand, the whole purpose of the phone calls and the emails is to be as annoying as possible.
Well, they're excelling.
And you get an A+ in that department. A+. How can we annoy the hosts? How can we rip them and shred them and tear them and critique them and criticize them and tell them how to live their lives and what they're doing wrong? Not what they're doing right, because they're not doing anything right.
Right.
Bah, bah. Haven't heard from that one yet either today. You're my bitch. Pretty slim Monday. 144 votes on the poll. Which nuclear power wannabe? And by the way, this is another horrible poll. I mean, this is tragic. Isn't it?
Whatever.
Charlie B. The B standing for bad isn't bad poll. Charlie gives bad poll, baby.
Are, they're better than anything I can think of.
Me too. Which nuclear power wannabe are you afraid will be most likely to set off the next big one? Pakistan 44, Iran 30, US 18, Israel 16, North Korea 15, China 9, Russia 5, India 5, UK 2, and France none. None. I guess these people aren't eating their freedom fries anymore, are they? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Freedom fries. Oh, God. I think that goes hand in hand with the sports nerd mentality, too. That same super macho, militaristic, let's rule the world, let's everybody else is a pansy, you know?
That's right.
We got the big ones. Like that. I think I might have to take some calls here. Either that or maybe you can spin some of that great wax that you're famous for.
Sure, there you go.
Because they're not coming in. I mean, we got those. Oh, here's one from Brandon. Have you ever watched Bad Santa? Great movie. Also, what about Mafia? Very funny. Never heard of either one of them. Did you?
Mafia's like, if it's what I think he's talking about, the old parody of Mafia movies, it wasn't bad.
And what was the other one?
Bad Santa. That I didn't watch because I don't, as a rule, watch holiday movies, Christmas movies of any stripe.
Trevor says, over the weekend I saw a rock show performed by kids from the School of Rock, a music school. These are 12 to 16-year-old kids who do 2 sets of all Led Zeppelin songs, which they did perfectly. Some of these kids were so good, they were like child prodigies. Of course, they did Stairway to Heaven, which reminded me of the lady that buys bread that's unleavened. I was singing the parody words to my daughter. She thought it was hilarious. Thanks for entertaining us, says Trevor. And the bread is wonder.
Right.
It's a little out of season for that. It's a little early for Pesach, but it's never too early for that bit.
There's a lady in town. She's an Orthodox Jew, and she needs to buy bread that is unleavened.
Oi!
And she's buying bread at 7-Eleven. And the bread is wonder. And the bread is wonder. And the bread is really wonder.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
This is Mohammed David. And this portion of the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour is brought to you by the letter 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 slices of pizza. All for me.
I used to be a rich doctor till I met him. Because of Bernie Madoff, my future is grim. And now I can't afford to join a freaking gym. I'd like to drop kick Bernie's face, punch him all over the damn place, look him in the eyes until he freaking cries. I'd like to big slap Bernie's yap, make him walk into a bear trap, kick him in the junk and shove him in my trunk. I was a rich doctor, the American dream, until this turkey put me in a Ponzi scheme, where things are not on paper quite as they might seem. I'd like to drop kick Bernie's face, punch him all over the damn place, look him in the eyes until he freaking cries. I'd like to big slap Bernie's yap, make him walk into a bear trap, kick him in the junk and shove him in my trunk. I used to have a platinum card and drove a Lamborghini, and I had a manservant named Gus. I used to date pretty girls who were sexy and teeny. Now it's toothless girls who ride the bus. I was a rich doctor who got rid of your cough, but now I got no money cause Bernie Madoff took everything I had. That dirtbag ripped me off. I'd like to drop kick Bernie's face, punch him all over the damn place, look him in the eyes until he freaking cries. I'd like to bitch slap Bernie's yap, make him walk into a bear trap, kick him in the junk and shove him in my trunk.
12:01 at QAM. Here's a silly email from Carlos who says, Uncle Neil, what did you think about the All-Star game last night? Has there ever been a score that outlandish in the NHL? Your thoughts, Neil. Great effing show, gents. Give 'em hell. Didn't I already express my thoughts about that farce? Get rid of that crap already, okay?
Did, but,
it's just for the corporate sponsors and a bunch of blue-nosed a-holes, and it's not a hockey game. It's like it would be like having the Pro Bowl or having the Pro Bowl with touch football, no tackling. Touch football. Wouldn't that be great? See all those big guys out there touching it?
How about have them play Twister?
Twist this.
That? You.
Here's one for you. It says, George, do not listen to Neil. Mr. Woodcock sucked. Not even slightly funny. Not even slightly funny, although Billy Bob is a great actor. What happened to your taste, Neil? You're turning into a Toronto nerd? Yeah, that must be it. I'm turning into a Toronto nerd. It was a funny movie. I mean, am I one of those people that laughs gratuitously at stuff?
No, I'll check it out.
It's good. It's funny. I mean, it's stupid, but then again, all those kind of movies are stupid. I liked it. Now,
I'll check it out.
Whatever food you like, just like that thing about Taco Smell. I get excited even just watching the Taco Smell commercial on TV now.
Now you're making me hungry. Stop.
Yeah, I get a little bit aroused seeing that. Jason in Weston says, Bill Camper must have naked pictures of someone at QAM. The man can barely string a sentence together, yet QAM keeps putting him on the air. That's because he's an ex-Dolphin. Don't you understand, Jason? He's a dumb jock. He's a big, inarticulate, dumb jock. Has he ever gotten any ratings? Oh, he's got a rating. They start with a...
Oh!
Yeah. And don't forget that great Kenny and Blow morning show, that experiment of Jolly Joe. The Kenny and Blow morning show. Does that even matter at QM getting any ratings? No, it does not. Love your show, Neil. Take care, says Jason in Weston. No, it doesn't.
The only thing that matters is the smell.
That's right, the smell of jockstraps. That's all that counts. You better get with it, Jason. You better learn. Ratings mean nothing to these people. That's why they don't have any. They keep putting stuff on the air that only they could possibly like. You know what I mean?
Rock solid.
Like that. He'll be on it, too, today. I'm not really sure when they're going to change the schedule. I'm positive. I mean, not that we've heard anything. Have you heard any scuttlebutt?
Nope. Just a lot of butt.
Yeah, that's
no
right.
Scuttle.
So I'm just assuming, based on things that are happening around, you know. And first the rumor was DA was going to do early morning, and then they put Jesse on there. Which is too bad they buried Jesse 5 to 6 in the morning, because he's actually good on the air and he knows what he's talking about, and he sounds like a real broadcaster. But that's why they put him on, he's not part of the fraternity, I guess. He's not one of Joe's stepchildren. What? Have you heard about Guy Liberté, the guy who started Cirque du Soleil? No.
No?
Haven't heard about him and don't care. George from Montreal, not a frog. He usually sends us pretty good stuff. Not interested, okay? Sorry. Wow. Poober says, to all the screaming a-holes who like this but don't like that, I say, go F yourself. I feel better now. Have a happy day. Stuck in Schmidt Hole, South Florida. I'm dying here. F everybody trying to escape this place. Says Poober. You got a few F's in there. That's good. I think today what it is, it's a contest of the emailers to see who can send the most ponderous, boring crap.
Okay.
That can cause people to instantly die for the dial and tune it out. Even I want to tune it out.
That would explain a lot.
Some guy in Montreal from Cirque du Soleil did this. Who cares? God, I think you've been hanging around them frogs too long, George. Good golly. Here's one from Gary who says, speaking of Pesach, your favorite band, Chicago, will be doing a special pre-Pesach show at the Hard Rock April 7th. I wonder if Terry Kath is going to make a comeback, you think?
Who?
The one who
I'm
blew
kidding.
his brains out.
I know.
What do you mean, who?
You talk about him all the time.
We do?
You do.
That was up 100 points. Just under 100 points. I think maybe Maria's got a point. It's a buying opportunity. Probably ought to take a good look and see how the loonie is doing. It was down just over 80 cents. Let's get it down to about 10 cents. Then I could live high off the hog. Toronto Stock Exchange is up 107. Any interest in that?
No.
No, not by me either. Oil, 48.20. The thing I don't get is when the price of oil drops like $2, $3, and the price of gas goes up 2-3 cents a liter. Canadian, 81.97. That's not good. Almost 82 cents the loonie. That's bad. Get that baby down, man. Get that sucker down. It's enough to drive me.
Looney?
Right.
Oh.
Remember Cecil Looney and Susan Looney?
No.
Of harness racing fame? You better start studying that crap.
Harness racing?
Yeah.
Later, once I get the thoroughbred stuff down.
Here's a press release about crap that nobody could care less about. The Center for Constitutional Rights. The stuff that's coming in here today, I wouldn't wish on Hitler. That's how bad it is. I mean, just garbage. Not to mention Charlie B. and all those polls. What happened to him? Actually, now that I think about it, did he ever really send us any good ones? I mean, like a long time ago?
Long time ago. Well, law of averages.
In other words, if he sends enough, sooner or later, one of them might be worthwhile?
Right.
Because this one here today, I mean, this one just blows. And it were not for the fact that all these people kept sending all these girl groups in and stuff, I would have left the other one up there. I wouldn't have changed this till later on, so we didn't have to be so embarrassed by it. But now it's all we got. Got 174 votes on it. Our goal is 300 today. That would be really spectacular. I kind of miss Fat Chris. Come on, people, doing that stupid stuff. Speaking of stupid stuff, we got UM basketball at North Carolina State tomorrow night. I bet you Clarence is going to be on that. Is he there today? I bet she's not even there.
I think he is, but I'm not sure.
Mean,
I don't remember
nothing could be
him.
finer than a trip to North Carolina. That's what you always say.
Maybe not this time.
What is the big attraction there?
The woods and the mountains. Things you don't like. Wilderness. Far, far away from people. Really far.
I thought I was the antisocial one.
Are you? I never
I don't know.
That. There are the people that I like. I'll take them with me.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's nobody for miles around. It's quiet. You hear the birds singing, the wind whispering through the trees. It smells good. There's no pollution, no exhaust. No noise.
No people.
No a-holes. Right.
There's no a-holes in North Carolina?
No. In the woods where there are no people, you see, there are no a-holes. They have cities in North Carolina. I don't go there. I go into the woods.
And
it's pristine. It's wonderful.
Christine?
I wish.
Christine makes me think about John Stockwell again, but then again, that doesn't take too much. Oh, there he goes with that fag stuff again. Will you stop being such a faggot, Neil? Yeah, if you don't take phone calls, how can we register our complaints? I can't get that one out of my mind. That was really special. The one who said, you know, he used to call several times a day. And please take calls again. Please take calls so I can call several times a day. And if you don't take those calls, how can we register our complaints? Bah, bah, bah. The sound of South Florida, folks. Bah. You're just too negatory, man.
Yeah.
Here's Lisette. Hi, Neil. Just wanted to thank you and George for letting me know about Gulfstream on Saturday and the dollar drafts. I try to make it down there at least a couple times a year. Had a great time on Saturday. I know there's a recession depression going on right now, but there was no recession at Gulfstream on Saturday. It was packed, as it was last year at the Florida Derby. The dollar drafts made it an affordable day, and the girls serving the beer knew my sister-in-law and me very well by the end of the day. Anyway, thanks again. I hope you and George have a great week. Lisette. See?
Thank you.
She's a sweetheart.
Aw.
Now, isn't she the one that brought you that ticket? Or no, that was, what's her, Shirley.
Shirley.
So the ladies are still friendly. How am I doing with the ladies, by the way?
Very well, apparently.
That's what Joe wants to know. How's Neil doing with the ladies? I mean, you talk about just... And does anybody really care about how Drew Rosenhaus is doing with the ladies? No. We don't ever want to hear him again. We don't want to hear his name again. We don't want to hear his live spot again. We don't want to hear... The only thing we want to hear is his obituary.
Neil Young.
Water rushed in and went right up to my knees. Thought I was in the sky above. Now I'm in a submarine. Water's cold, freezing my toes. A bag of blue diamond nuts is floating by my nose. Underneath the Hudson I could see a rotting corpse with both his feet in a bucket of concrete. Lucky for me, I can take a stroll along the wing, thanks to a flock of stupid geese that made the water rush in.
12:16 at 560 WQAM. Happy Monday to you. They're coming to take us away. You hear it?
I hear it.
Boy, never stops. George from Montreal, not a frog, says, I always respect your opinion and your editing skills. It's just another story about another rich, miserable schmuck a-hole getting sued. Not interested, George. Sorry. Don't have to apologize. It's just very, very boring and of no interest to almost anybody, since nobody outside Montreal knows who the hell that is. Now, here's one from somebody, unsigned. The email address, Miami D. Barachachacha.
Okay.
Something like that. And it's a question. Is it true that you've been on the air for decades trashing Joe's stone crabs despite not having ever stepped foot into the place? Yes. And the reason being that I've talked to many, many people, and back in the day when we had people call, you know, who actually had something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not into stone crabs, period, so why the hell would I go there? I'm not into crabs, even if they're not stoned. I just, no interest in crabs. Although I once had them.
Yeah.
Ooh, nasty. But anyway, have you been into Jones stone crabs?
3 times.
And?
3 times too many.
Oh.
I have never felt so insulted, unappreciated, or like a peasant in my life, even though I was very nicely dressed and had a pocket full of money,
outsider,
and so on.
Invader, intruder.
Yeah, apparently I didn't know the right word or who
right.
to
That's it. You got to smear. You got to smear the maitre d'
or whatever,
and you got to be one of the club. It's like a club.
Me, myself, and everyone else in the crowd, we were herded around like cattle. We were treated like cattle to sit there and wait for the most unimpressive fare that I've ever had in my life.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Forge.
Okay.
Another state of mind place. The Rascal House used to be, but they're gone.
I don't know if they still do, but in those days, butter was on the menu. If you wanted some butter for your rolls, you had to pay extra for it, which I thought was the chintziest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Even the IHOP doesn't charge you for butter.
the Forge, where if you don't know the maitre d', if you don't know anybody in there, they sit you in this back room, with this funky stuff on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really, it's like saying, what are you doing in here? You don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget the potatoes, whatever kind of potatoes they brought out. Potato fries, they were like nuked. They were microwavable, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just incredibly bad. A bad experience. But anyway, Joe's, I've just heard so many, like your comment.
Twice for dinner and once for lunch, and it was the same every time. Even though
And the people who love stone crabs tell me, over the years, have said, there's so many places to get better crabs.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Without all the plastic accoutrements
without
that
having to be
accompany
treated
it.
like crap.
Right. So, yes, it is true, okay, and I'll continue doing it as long as people like George and others continue telling me that it's overrated crap. But if you know the right people in there, if they recognize you when you walk in and you smear the maitre d' enough, they'll treat you like...
Yeah, I've heard that story. It's a rumor, as far as I'm concerned, that they have good food there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, here's Alice Rantel. Any truth to the rumors that Clear Channel is flipping 940 INZ back to Fox Sports? If true, what will become of Air America? Have you heard of Michael Savage, the Savage Nation? Oh, my God. He's the most brilliant right-winger I've ever heard. A bit scary. He's a lunatic who does not belong on the air for 2 seconds. MSNBC tried him out for like 10 seconds, and they went in and yanked him off the air like Howard Beale. The most brilliant right-winger I've ever heard. He's sick. Sick. Alice. The fake Alice. Boy, I tell you, the real Alice would be really upset knowing that people are using his name to write garbage like that. Michael Savage, my ass.
Wow, did it hurt?
Yeah, IOD is going, they're taking Scare America down to 610. That's the rumor. And in Fox Sports, back on 940, they tried it the first time, went over like a pregnant pole vaulter. It laid a big, fat, smelly egg. And now they're going to do it again because it's the cheap channel effing way. And they can simulcast that Dan Cilio and a bunch of other crap, Dan Patrick and Romy and all that, in Orlando and Miami and Jacksonville, all these markets. Open up a pot and put some syndicated crap on the air. That's the cheap channel way. Michael Savage, if I heard him. Whoever writes the fake Alice Rantel stuff really needs mental help. So it might be Manny.
Okay.
Your close personal friend Manny from Kendall.
My buddy.
Yeah, he was a caller. He was Manny from Kendall.
You told me.
I told you what? He was a crazy person?
All of these things.
Mm-hmm. And I was right. And he's the one that's sending most of this fake crap. I'm sure of that.
That's the popular consensus.
Is it?
I have no way of verifying that, but a lot of people have said.
A lot of people like whom?
That they suspect. People I ain't going to mention on the air.
That's okay. People that I know?
Yes.
People we used to work with?
Maybe.
IOD kind of people?
Those kinds of people.
I see. Well, didn't we have an email one day saying that it was Manny and I'm all the fake this one and that one and the fake
Yeah,
Adam?
but I don't believe any of them.
What do you mean you don't
that would
believe
be
any
very...
of them?
I could write an email saying that, yeah, I'm Manny and it's me.
Well, maybe it is.
Maybe I did.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Pete's in Lake Worth. Peter.
Yeah, Randy.
Peter.
How you doing?
I'm all right, darling. How you?
You got that Manny-fied, huh?
I got that Manny-fied.
Why'd you get fired, you hypocritical...
Oh, it's you, man. Man. Why does Manny Crank call the station? What is his problem?
It's called being a crazy person. That's what it's called. And he probably got really upset when Footy got blown out at IOD. Carney, longtime listener, saw this story and thought of you. Love the show. It's got a story with a link. Oh, no, but it's got the story. Oh, and it's long. Condoleezza gifted $316,000 in jewels from Arab leaders. Should that surprise anybody? No.
Yeah, and?
They got her some nice schmatas.
So?
And jewels.
And
exactly, that's my point. They're not sending anything of any interest today, but that's okay. Although the fake Alice Rantel wanting to know if I ever heard of Michael Savage, a great right-wing broadcaster. Oh, my God, Michael Savage, a lunatic. Belongs in an asylum somewhere. He belongs locked up in a rubber room somewhere. Even the right-wingers think he's just a little bit too much for most of them. A little over the top, so to speak. But nevertheless. In addition to which, Alice Rantel, being the queen that she is, Why would she go along with his homophobia, his just hysterical homophobia? Fry 'em, hang 'em. But nevertheless, maybe someday we'll get a real email from like a real person. You think?
Maybe.
We've had a couple.
Right.
I forget who they were from, and I think that was it. Oh, Adam is back. Adam Oshmak from Kitchener-Waterloo. Go away, Adam. You're ugly. And even if you weren't ugly, go away anyhow. You're boring. God. 206 votes on the poll. Which nuclear power or wannabe are you afraid will be most likely to fire off the next big one? Pakistan 60, Iran 42, Israel 31, North Korea 27, U.S. 18, China 14, Russia 6, India 5, UK 2, and finally France got a vote. Finally somebody decides that the French are Farbisson, and believe me, they are. There was a group of French people, probably French Canadians, in the elevator last night. I went down to go out and get something at the little convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
Two couples, I would say 35 to 45-ish. And I got in the elevator, and they were already on there. And the one guy looked at me like with the most quizzical, bizarre look. And I didn't say anything, but I wanted to say, what are you looking at, man? What is your problem, you frog? Oh, God. Luckily for you, well, that's right, you live in Hollywood, so probably when you go to the beach.
Oh, everywhere. What do you mean when I go to the front yard?
When you go to the store, when you go anywhere. You're invaded. Oh, French
with tags and all that, yeah. Driving 5 miles an hour everywhere like it's the first time they've been here.
Mm-hmm. I see a great connection there between the ambiance of South Florida and the French-Canadian mentality. Better you than us. That was up 110 points. Maria got it.
Biggest names.
Real God. Fellow citizens, for 8 years it has been my honor to serve as your president.
What's life going to be like? What are you going to do now?
I am confident I'll be driven to do something. I just can't tell you what it is yet.
This January, help is on the way.
Reports are they're inside the bank.
The only man for the job.
George W. Bush.
Mall cop.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
He's always been dedicated.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
To protecting.
Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women.
The last thing they expected.
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
Who is this guy?
I'm George W. Bush.
Mall cop.
And I think the world would be better off if we did leave. If we left, the world would be worse. The world is better off with us not leaving.
You're an idiot.
I'm George W. Bush.
Mall cop.
Imports come from overseas.
Showing now in a theater near you.
12:32 at QAM. I don't care what anybody says. Mr. Woodcock was a funny movie. I'm not getting any other emails about that. So evidently nobody saw it. And you know what else I didn't get a single email about?
I give up.
Joe Stonecraft.
Oh, well.
Is it true you've been on the air for years and years trashing? Yeah. Yes. Because if there's one thing I can't stand, it's places that are state of mind, like the Rascal House. I mean, talk about service. Talk about treating you like a barbarian.
Right. After our first experience there, and when I told somebody, they said, oh, well, you got to grease the maitre d' when you show up.
Got to smear them, right.
When you show up. And so I did that the second time. He was more than happy to take my money and then, herd me with the rest of the cattle and waiting for an hour and a half to be seated for a mediocre meal.
Still treated you like crap.
Yes.
At Joe's.
Maybe there's a code word or something that I didn't know. But
well, I don't have any emails about that, but nevertheless. I do have another one from the fake Alice Rantel. I didn't say I like Michael Savage. He scares me. I just meant he was a brilliant broadcaster. I hate just about everything he says, but I still can't stop listening. Oh, how sad. How very, very tragic. The fake Larry King is on, who's obviously also the same person. I'm not sure that Michael Savage isn't Phil Henry doing a fake voice. Savage sounds just like Brad the Booger Belmonte. Maybe all these fake people are Phil Henry.
Okay.
Think?
Up his alley, but no, I don't.
Up his alley?
Pretending to be someone that he isn't.
Right.
But I don't.
Are you sure?
I don't think that those are Phil Henry.
So your guess is Manny Munoz?
No, not necessarily. Possibly. He's a contender. He's a suspect, but could be any of these people. What I suspect is that it's a bunch of people that you hung up on and wouldn't talk to ever again, pretending to be people.
Dr. Savage is not a Republican apologist, says George in Miami. He hated W, unlike you, who, as long as the person's a member of the Democrat Party, they can get away with anything, including murder. You should listen to his show before making stupid comments, says Jorge in Miami. You could have just said it on the air. You didn't have to send me an email. Jorge.
¿Cómo?
Hola. He's a twisted bastard. I wouldn't even dignify him with a response. Michael Savage. Finally got an email about Joe Stonecrabs, the first of hopefully will be many. 224 votes on the poll. I apologize again for this poll. Charlie B. is out of material. The whole world is out of material. Okay, let's see what the verdict is here. From Jesus. Hey, if it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for you, George.
Okay.
Neil and George. George is 100% correct. Joe Stonecrabs is totally a state of mind. Bad service, crappy food, and very overpriced. And no, I don't mind dropping. And have dropped $300 and $400 on a meal for me and my lady. The best Stonecrabs I ever had are in Tampa. And I can't read the word. Something with a horrible Yahoo place, but the food is great. Also on Cuban food, George is correct. Rice and beans are a side dish. You could avoid them quite easily. Much Cuban food, and remember that most of the idiots in South Florida know as Cuban food has as much to do with Cuban food as the olive pit has to do with Italian food. Nothing. Much of Cuban food is similar to real Southern Italian food. Lots of garlic, onions, olive oil, very Mediterranean. Thanks for a great show. Thanks, Jesus.
Thank you. He's spot on.
He says Joe Stonecrabs is a state of mind.
He's
and
right
that's what I'm
about
saying.
Everything.
I don't like places that exist because it's a mental, like the Forge. I mean, maybe if you want to see a shooting in there, it's a good place. Like that. And that's it. That's a medley of my emails on Joe Stonecrabs. Isn't that sad?
Yep.
I think I'm going to have to take some calls.
Are you threatening me?
I am, yes.
You don't scare
Wouldn't that
me.
be bad to take some calls?
It would be indifferent.
And because if we don't take calls, how else can they register their complaints?
That's right. They're in critiques and life instructions.
Right.
And otherwise,
complaints.
Yeah, and share their love.
Share the love?
Yes.
Oh, we got another shot at love. Another shot at love. There are so many of those shows on now. All these reality shows, they're all the same. It's either a shot at love with somebody that hates you like poison, or it's being a contestant. It's basically being eliminated. You're off the show.
Right.
You're out. That's what it's all about.
Glorified game shows that just go on. They're like game shows that go on. Instead of resolving it in one episode, it takes an entire season to pick a winner.
QAM, hello.
How about a Joe Stonecrab call rather than an email?
Okay, let's hear it.
Many years ago, Mad Dog was talking, maybe 5 years ago, Mad Dog was talking about how to properly deal with Joes and everything else. And there was a maitre d' there named Dennis, a very nice man who just passed away within the last couple of years due to cancer. He was there forever. And I asked Mad Dog, I said, hey, I'm going with my wife. You know, when do you schmear the maitre d', so to speak? And he said, unembarrass yourself. Take care of him as you're leaving. And I'm like, you sure? I mean, how would he know that I'm going to take care of him? You know, bottom line is I want to get my butt in there and be seated quickly.
Yeah.
What good does it do to me to take care of him when I'm leaving? But that's what I did. Now, I happen to have somebody who, kind of put the bug in his ear and said, this guy's going to come for a table, try to take care of him and get him seated early, which he did. And then on my way out, I gave him, I had like a party of 6. I gave him like $40. But how do they know? I just don't understand the reasoning behind that. You're supposed to.
I don't either. I never heard of something. It sounds stupid to me.
And he was quite adamant about it. He said, he made it a point. Don't embarrass yourself. Make sure you take care of him on your way out. And I'm like, well, maybe that'll help me next time. But as far as the food is good. It's not to die for. My wife and I were sitting there, with the rest of the people saying, what's amazing? We're in here. You got all these people waiting in the bar, 3 deep at the bar, and you've got about 40% of your tables in here that are actually full. and all the other tables are sitting there empty, and they're just trying to squeeze the money out of you at the bar, obviously, and keep you herded out. But outside of the stone crabs, they have great, like, grilled lobster tails, and believe it or not, they've got an outstanding fried chicken. But if I'm going to Joe's, I'm going to stone crabs. But your best bet is go there in the middle of the afternoon and go to Joe's Takeaway, which is right next door. Grab yourself some takeout, sit at the counter, right, looking out the window, and if you had a nice day and you're getting the same food, you're not paying a tip, you're not smearing the guy, and you can get out of there for, like, 30 or 40 bucks and have a great stone crab lunch, and it's the same food, the same everything that you're getting inside.
Okay, when in doubt, smear on the way out. Okay, thanks, Pally.
Hi, Neil.
I never heard anything so dumb in my life. Smearing somebody on the way out?
No,
What would be the point of that?
You've been to Burt and Jack's. I don't know how many times. I've been there several when they were
Many
open.
times,
Remember
yes.
then? Not that they're the only example, but certainly a place that requires you to wear a jacket, one can say is about as she as it gets.
Yeah.
I've been there several times before they closed. Every time they treat you like royalty.
Right. And you don't have to smear
I didn't
anybody.
have to smear the maitre d'. They treated me like royalty from the
This
moment I
whole
walked in the
concept
door.
of having to smear the maitre d' to get a seated at a restaurant, I'm sorry, that's way too plastic for me.
And, by the way, the first time I had no idea about their jacket policy. The maitre d', takes you aside very nicely and lets you choose one of their off-the-rack public jackets that fits you in a very nice way, doesn't make a big scene like, hey, you're a deadbeat, get out of here without your jacket. Very nice people there.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to other places I've been.
Well, you just aren't up to snuff, mister.
There's no question.
Biggest name.
I'm getting a little tired of that crap, I can tell you right now.
STD-laden strip joints. Approved by Joyce. Fart sounds. Rejected by Joyce. Online gambling scams. Approved by Joyce. Words containing the word bag. Rejected by Joyce. Erectile dysfunction spots. Resoundingly approved by Joyce. Tuba sounds resembling fart sounds. Rejected by Joyce. Blatant sports-related faggery and sports show hosts encouraging kids to rob liquor stores. Happily approved by Joyce. Fart sounds. Rejected by Joyce.
16 till 1 at QAM. Jimmy Dworsky is back, who has an email that has nothing of interest to anybody.
Great.
Happy Monday to you and George. In my opinion, the very best place for crabs is Bob Chin's in Wheeling, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago.
On my way.
Get yourself a big plate of garlic baby blue crab claws, and I guarantee you'll be in hog heaven. Their steak medallions are also the very best I've ever had. The wait line isn't much fun since it runs into the restaurant. You have to stand there and watch people eat. But once you sit down, you'll have a meal you'll never forget. As far as Joe's goes, I made the mistake of living in Florida for 17 years. Haven't been there once, apparently not missing much. Also remember the Rascal House as a young boy when we came down here on vacation. I hated it. Crap like that is part of why I renounced my family's forced Judaism and became an atheist. Speaking of which, would you happen to be a fan of comedian Louis, and that's the end of the email.
Black, I'm sure.
Louis Black?
Just based on the lead in there.
Based on what?
The lead in.
Oh.
Louis Black can be funny. He
I have no idea who that
did
is.
cameos on The Daily Show, but he has a very funny stand-up routine that you might like.
Don't know who he is. Matt says, how about the Biggest Loser couple edition? Why do we want to look at fat, ugly people? Who's watching this, Schmidt? Rock of Love is worse than Another Shot of Love. VH1 is going down, I hope, but they're probably doing big numbers. P.S. You probably have done the worst reality poll several times. Yes. Worst reality show. They're all bad. They all suck. Here's one about Joe's. We got a couple of them. Phil Latzman says, Joe's Stone Crabs is overrated, pretentious, and way overpriced. Plenty of better places, including the side of the road.
Phil Latzman.
In other words, the Roadkill Inn. Overrated, pretentious, and way overpriced. And, of course, there have been over the years a lot of people on this station who always rave about how they go there and they get smeared and smear this one and they get smeared back. Oh, plastic, man. When I go for a meal, I want a good meal.
Right.
I'm not interested in smearing anybody or schmoozing or being recognized or anything like that. I just want a good meal. And I'm willing to pay a good buck for a good meal. How do you like that?
Right.
And that's all I want. I'm not looking for all the trappings of a celebrity. Here's one that says the only good thing about Joe's is the overpriced key lime pie. Do you remember the Hickory Pit Barbecue on Crowell Way? Is it still there? Don't know and never been there. They had the best key lime pie ever, it says, and your show is the best. Yes, it is. Sometimes. QAM, hello. QAM,
Hello?
yes.
Hey, Neil, how you doing today, Neil?
All right.
Good, Neil. Hey, Neil, you ever eaten at a place called the Ark in Davie?
Oh, please.
Come on, Neil, that place is good.
That place blows. My mother used to drag me there all the time. It's right across from Sterling Carriage Hills.
Yeah, you didn't like the place?
That sucks.
Oh, come on, Neil. All
Let
right.
me say it again. It blows.
You got a great show, Neil. Have a great day,
Okay,
man.
see ya. The Ark. Remember how I used to tell about how they would bring you the soup whether you wanted it or not?
Yes.
It's like a cattle call in there. It's not like a restaurant, like a cattle call. And my mother used to schlep us over there. Oh, my God. Oh, let's go to the Ark. Let's not. Oh, let's go to the Ark. Oh, my God. You want to bark when you eat at the Ark. That place just, fat. QAM, hello.
Hello, Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Poll taking sucks.
Yeah.
I dare you to take a day without taking
I dare you to get a brain, Woody.
Take a poll.
Get a brain, Woody.
To touch it.
Yeah. QAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Oh, boy.
See, Woody, there you go. Perfect example. The people that can't stop calling, those are the same people that you get 90% of the email from.
I'm sure of it. Chronics,
Woody,
losers,
these guys,
morons.
Homo Jones and all these people.
Yeah. QAM, hello.
Sir, this is a radio show.
Oh, your friend Mario. Crazy Mario. Who ought to be in a rubber room somewhere with Renfield. QAM, hello. QAM.
Good evening, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Reverend Jones again. That's why he's surprised.
Who? I don't know who he is.
QAM, hello.
Hi, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
I love your show. I listen to you every day. But please, I'm trying to make a request that you fix that or inquire about why that 1-800 number, it does not work, sweetheart. Try and call it on your free time. It says the number is out of service or has been disconnected. And then if you call it prior or after you give away tickets, it'll ring. And then it just goes beep, 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 beep to a busy signal. Does not work. I don't know who you're giving your tickets to, but I love you. Bye.
Well, there.
Mm-hmm. How else can we register our complaints if you don't take calls? Trust me, the number does work. I've called it. I called that week that people were saying, it doesn't work for us. In addition to which, the people it wasn't working for were people we didn't want to win anyway. Remember that? On the emails?
Right.
The You're My Bitch guy. Don't know why the end was cut off. Here's my worthless email again. Take care, Jimmy Dworsky. Oh, my God. A fan of comedian Louis Black. Anyway, that's it for me. Okay, didn't really need to send the whole thing again. He sends me the whole thing again, as opposed to just say the guy's name was Louis Black.
If you're flipping around and you see the his stand-up routine,
I don't want to see him.
Give it a watch.
Oh, we're starting to get some commentary on Joe Stone Crabs. They're a little slow. They're starting to flow in now. George in Miami says, don't waste your time and money going to Joe's. Just take a drive to Everglades City. That's where Joe's purchases the stone crabs. You can buy them directly from the fishermen for third the price. Some of them even have tables where you can eat them. If not, bring a cooler. They'll give you the ice for free. Says Jorge in Miami. Matt says, you'd think they'd have bigger things to worry about, but they did a story this morning about an embedded Britney Spears lyric and how the FCC needs to act to make sure radio is kid-friendly from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who's they? They did a story. You know they? You know what they say?
What?
I don't know. My mother used to say that all the time. Oh, well, you know what they say?
Yep.
Prime 112 is 100 times more pretentious than Joe's, says somebody.
What?
Prime 112.
Well, thanks for the tip.
Dear sir, can you please tell me where I can download the Lotion in the Basket drop? No, I can't tell you because you can't. Oh, God. If you could see some of this stuff. The 15th Street Fisheries has great stone crabs. Joe's and that crowd blows, says Mike. Well, we just had 15th Street Fisheries on last Thursday.
Yes.
And they sold out in like about 20 seconds.
Right, because they're phenomenal. And they treat
I'm sure
you
when
nice.
you go in there, you don't have to
You
smear
don't have
anybody.
to smear anybody, and the view is always wonderful. You always get a good table there.
See, if I open up a restaurant, I don't want to have a maitre d' who feels that he's entitled to having people smear him to get a table.
Mm-hmm.
That whole deal is so plastic and so unacceptable. It's just tragic. Lawrence says, when I first went to Joe's about 20 years ago, you could wait for 2 hours or more for a table. If you greased the maitre d's palm with a 20, you could wait only for about a half an hour. Then that price went up. The maitre d' retired with a ton of money in the bank. I've gone there when invited by others, but I would never go there on my own initiative. You wait and wait in a room feeling like cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're seated, the waiters do everything they can to hustle you through your meal and off the table and out the door again.
That's right.
Unless you're a big-time celebrity. If you're only a small-time celebrity like George, I guess, forget it.
Right.
The best time to go is for lunch because there's usually no wait. But I can tell you this, I've been the guest of the owner of Joe's where everything was made to perfection. And I can say this, I'll never go back. It's not worth the wait or the money.
Oh.
It's like eating with constant stress. You can just get as good stone crabs as many local fish markets. As for hockey, I had no idea the NHL All-Star Game was played yesterday until I saw the local Fish Wrapper sports page and saw reference to it this morning. Way to publicize the game, NHL. Yada. Well, there you go. Believe me, it's not something any real hockey fan would want to see. Trust me. Or even make-believe one. Even George wouldn't want to see it.
Right. By the way, something.
Yes.
I went there for lunch. The place was practically empty, and guess what? They still
What?
managed to make us wait. They still managed to treat us like crap. They still managed to, rush us through our
Well, you know
meal.
what I say? Hub and dreary.
Hub above them.
That's what I say. So maybe I did the right thing by not going there all these years while I was ripping them on the air. Is it true you've been on the air?
You got a
Yes.
nerve.
And I was doing it based on the fact that I'm surrounded by people on the air who are always just going. In fact, Hank used to go ballistic over that place too, didn't he?
Yes.
He was one of these schmear people. He'd walk in there, oh, Mr. Goldberg, and he'd give him a 20 or whatever. But then again, in order to keep up that girth, got to eat a lot of meals and a lot of joints.
Funny.
The most overrated meal, JM says, I ever had was at a place called The Depot on South Dixie Highway, about a block from where the Wholesome Bakery, which was then the Bakery Center, and now the Shops at Sunset. I thought The Depot was pretty good, wasn't it?
I don't think I've ever been there.
I was invited there with my best friend and his father. We had a $150 gift certificate. We ended up paying $250 on something. I can't read it. Something 25 on top of that, which included an $8 water service fee. Unreal. Water service. Second worst experience we had was at Christie's provided the catering for a presentation we did at the Grove Convention Center. The high-class restaurant resorted to reusing the styrofoam trays after wiping them down, after picking them up after they've been used. Stay classy. On the other hand, I recently had the best meal ever. Real authentic Italian cuisine. Yes, the best Kobe beef ever and worth $300 for 3. The bolognese was tremendous and the desserts were decadent. The place is DeVito's on South Beach. Vitelli would be proud. If you don't want to pay that much, the bolognese is $36. The Bolgness, it says. Bolgness, Bolgness. And you can finish it. The best food and the service is flawless. If you're going to pay more than $50 a plate, you can do better. We were able to get a table on the spot and no Joan Crab's snottiness, it says. By the way, Michael Savage's last name is Wiener. That says it all.
Oh!
The Bolgness is only $36. I'll have some of the Bolgness, please. I have a plate of Bolgness.
This is Neil Rogers.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
New from Interrogation Toys. It's the board game that's making a huge splash. It's waterboarding. The CIA torture tactic is now available for you to play along with at home. It comes complete with table, restraining straps, blindfold, saran wrap, towel, and 5 different levels of interrogation questions.
Are you cheating on me?
No!
Liar!
You supply the water faucet, we'll supply the fun.
Yay! Waterboarding!
You'll never be bored playing waterboarding. Get your family and friends to tell the truth. Torture your neighbor who never mows his lawn. Or use it as some sort of weird sexual fetish. Waterboarding.
Available
nowhere.
QAM. Don't interrupt me again like that, okay?
I'm sorry about that.
All right, now let's see. Bobby says, I remember the two places to go up in Broward were the Mai Kai and Patrick Murphy. Or, is it Patrick? Patricia? It's chopped off. Both highly overrated. Mai Kai had great ambiance, very mediocre food. The good thing at the Mai Kai was the drinks, the Polynesian drinks. See, I'm like a junkie for Polynesian food, but I haven't had it in so many years. It's
really?
You know, yeah. In Buffalo, in Cheektowaga, New York, right outside of Buffalo, there was a great place called, I think, the Chintiki.
Okay.
Or was that the one in Detroit? Then there was one on 8th Street in Detroit, downtown. Maybe that was the Chintiki. Well, whatever the hell the names of it makes no difference. They're both long gone. Great Polynesian food. Oh, man. And those big Polynesian drinks for us fairies. Also, I'm a sick AM radio junkie from years and years ago, says Bobby. What happened to Sandy Payton, dead or alive? Don't know and don't care, Bobby. The last rumor we heard was she eloped with Ann Bishop's body. That's the last we heard about Sandy. We've decided to promote from within, Neil. We're giving it to Sandy. Oh, good choice, Bill Vines, you idiot. It was really ironic that I ever wound up at IOD.
Yeah.
Because there were so many attempts to, so many interviews, and then Larry making up stories, lies. And then eventually, finally, one day, your good old buddy Mike Disney. And what's his name? Old Scissorshead. Bill Wise hired me away. Oh, go away, Jimmy Dworsky. Go away. You're just too much on my nerves, man. Sends me another long, ponderous... I really don't know what's worse, the callers or the emailers.
They're the same people.
How can anybody have so much time to write long, ponderous crap that nobody in the universe, even them, could possibly care about?
How does anybody have time to hit redial all day long? And when we used to put people
I'm
on
your
hold,
friend.
remember those days when we used to put people on hold and they would wait for an hour?
There you go. All right.
You do not get psychic credit for that.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Because every time you pick up a line, the chances are 90% that it'll be him.
But it hasn't been him. That's about the fourth, fifth call I took.
Nevertheless.
QAM, hello. QAM. Complaint line. Not there. Oh, too late. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I'm really sorry to bother you. I was just wondering, I almost died laughing on Friday, and I don't want to miss it. Is there any chance you could play that Mickey bit again?
Play what Mickey bit?
The Mickey bit where he gets chained to the Honduran prostitute.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Okay, thank you.
See ya. I didn't say I'd play it. I said there's a chance. I don't even know what disc that's on, do you?
No, but it's a recent one, I think.
Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Do I want to play it? Sure.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
It's long.
Yeah. Disney CEO calls Mickey. That's the one. Am I correct? Yes. One of these days I'm going to put some more of this stuff in the DCS, but not anytime soon. You want to know why?
Why?
It's too much like work.
That's right.
I lost interest in that months and months. I got a stack of stuff here piled to the ceiling. Anyway, here's one that says, Gary from Homestead, the real Gary. Dear Neil, George is absolutely correct, sir, about Joe's. I've enjoyed stone crab claws from several places. There isn't much to them. The claws are boiled and served cold with mustard sauce. The best place for them is at your own home after buying some claws at a fish market or harvesting them yourself. I won't go to Joe since it's located in the barf bag of Florida South Beach. Listening every day to you or George, the real Gary from Homestead. Oh, so in other words, that's the complaint?
Not much of one.
It's located in the barf bag, South Beach? We didn't ask you whether you liked South Beach or not, Gary. But then again, it's no Homestead. Here's one from Jason. It says a couple of things. You guys are right about Joe's. It's just an overpriced scene. As far as tipping the maitre d' host, the correct way they want you to do it is tip on your way out. The Forge is disgusting. If you ever saw that place in the daytime, you would hurl all over yourself. I see. Well, I'm not going to read the next sentence. Another thing about Sigourney Weaver and Susan Sarandon, they both have big, beautiful, natural, mature boobs.
No.
No? Who's got the fake ones?
No, neither one has fake ones, but Sigourney Weaver's, God bless her, I love her, they are not big.
I see.
They're just fine, but they're not big.
I came home the other day, I had a Nielsen ratings invite on my door. Have you or George done this? No. What does it pay? Is it a pain in the ass? Should I do it? We don't know. It's got nothing to do with radio. It's a TV thing. You guys are doing a great job. Bring back Fat Chris, says Jason. Yeah, we'd like to, but at one point I'd like to. And then I realized he doesn't care about us, about the website, about the show, about you or me or a boy named Sue. That's my take. That's my feeling. Right?
Right.
I mean, the fact that you were at that meeting together, at that Inquisition, and he never even spoke to you?
No, like he came in late, so we did a little wavy thing, and then the meeting got adjourned. Everyone went their own way. I lingered afterwards to talk to people for about 10 minutes, and when I got out of the meeting, everyone was gone, including him. That I could see. I mean, he might have been hiding in the bathroom.
You.
Maybe not.
He hates you.
I'm sorry.
Kathy says, "Oh my God, Phil Henry, how the mighty have fallen." Well, let me print that out. I'll get to it, Kathy. There's a few of these trickling in. Not a lot. It's a very lame Monday. Me says, back in the day, the Marlin Beach Hotel was a great place to get the crabs. Yeah, I bet. I'm sure. And I'm sure it wouldn't have been the first time, me. The Marlin Beach Hotel. Hey, me.
You fairy.
Bill says, it's very simple. Joe's blows. Okay? How did we get started on that thing about Joe's? Oh, that's right, the email about, is it true that you've been on? Yes. Yes, it is. And evidently I have a lot of company, and that's how I formulated my opinion. See, I'm not going to, show up there someday, because when people tell me a place really blows, and 98% of the input I get is that it really blows, and I don't like stone crabs in the first place all that much, why would I go there? Oh, but you got to be, if you're going to be a big shot,
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be a big celebrity. Well, he's big, really big.
That was funny.
Kathy says, probably not telling you something you don't already know. Phil Henry, how the mighty have fallen. Been going through some insomnia, so I've been listening the last week. They play a show on 9:40 a.m. in the wee small hours of the morning, even though he's practically a neocon and is supposed to be a progressive. It runs 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in L.A., but here it plays from 2 a.m. Then they cut the last hour to play the 9 o'clock hour of the Ima show from the day before at 5 a.m., which they can't play because 9:40 airs Stephanie Miller at 9 a.m. He's not even listed on the 940 website, and Henry's website says he's still on WIOD, unless he's way ahead of the rumored switch. He does use his voices once in a while. He talks to himself as his dim-witted producer off mic, and the old Korean vet as a phone call complaining about Obama. And then the real calls are all complaints about Obama, even one complaining about everyone calling his election historic because of his skin color. Instead of doing funny bits like he used to, he does interviews. There seems to be a regular thing promoting legalizing pot. One night he interviewed the owner of Oaksterdam U in California. With every commercial break, he reminds the audience, this is the world-famous Phil Henry show, and I can only think that time is long gone, says Kathy. So he's still doing the right-wing crap, huh?
I reckon.
Oh. How sad and tragic that is.
Are you sure?
Positive. 277 on the poll. We're going to make 300. Fat Chris would be proud. I'm really despondent that it turns out that he, hates us like poison.
Maybe we're missing something. I would hate to condemn the man without, hearing from him.
Let's see. Oh, this is a poll. What would your critique be if Neil allowed it on the air? The repeating stream archive commercials, George, not enough calls, Neil's mailing it in, Neil's not in Miami, too much food talk, too much schlots talk. Oh, yeah, we talk a lot about schlots.
Yeah.
Too many fake emailers, eating on the air, no complaints. That's not a bad poll, you know it?
Sure,
you
whatever.
Like it?
It's fine.
I'm not saying it's great.
Graded on the curve.
It's sure better than Charlie B. And do you really want to sniff Neil's armpits or whatever? I mean, the stuff he puts on there. Let me give you an example. No, seriously.
I got
Here's one. If Neil and I grew up and went to school together, he'd probably whip my ass, be the class clown, be the class smarty pants, wouldn't socialize with me, let me cheat on his test, cheat off my test, be the class bully, and it goes on and on and on. Oh, yeah. This is a sick, twisted obsession, Charlie. Get some help. Don't you agree? Yes.
Yes.
Get some help. Get deprogrammed, man. Weston Lakeland says, tell George I went to one of those jackets-only restaurants, and they gave me a jacket to wear. I now have 4 jackets. They fit great. Price was right, considering the cost of fine dining. Oh, yeah.
See, that's why I'm an
jacket
idiot.
On. Nice going,
These
Wes.
things don't occur to me, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's because you're an upstanding, honest guy.
I just don't think that way.
Oh, the Dow's only up 65 points now. It looked like it was going to make like a little bit of a move there for a while. I felt like I was going to make a bit of a move, but it kind of subsided, you know?
Good.
Isn't that great when the pressure is off, you know?
Maybe it's not good.
No, maybe that's an omen. Maybe the pressure's going to come back.
Maybe you're never going to have that opportunity again, you know?
Oh, I'll have it again.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my God, your breasts are beautiful.
It's a happy day at Mickey Mouse's office. Goofy speaking.
Happy holidays, Goofy.
And to you too, sir.
It's Robert Iger, President and CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
I recognize your voice. Please hold.
Go. Happy holidays, Mr. Mouse. Sir?
Yeah, what? I'm busy here, you know. Everything doesn't stop because lights go on the tree.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for the beautiful Christmas gift.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this Rolex is amazing. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
Thank you so much, sir. It's way too much.
All right, what else?
No, that's all. I just want to...
Oh, all right, let me get back to work here.
Oh, wait. Did you get my gift? Sir?
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring it up. Can we just not bring it up?
Sir, I don't understand.
I don't want to talk about it. Thank you, and let's leave it at that, all right?
Wait, but you did get the gift, though, right?
I'm not happy.
You're not happy, sir?
I'm not happy.
Why aren't you happy, sir?
I got a caramel cake.
Right.
What happened to the lemon cake?
Well, sir...
You used to send lemon cake, and everybody loved it.
Well, yes, sir, but...
Now we got caramel.
Right.
Not the same.
It's caramel, sir.
It's not the same. Caramel cake is not lemon cake.
But, sir, Willow and I thought we'd just mix it up this year.
Willow should stay out of the cake decision. You get the feedback. You hear the people. They like the lemon cake. What do? Send a caramel cake.
Sir, have you tried it yet?
I haven't tried it. I'm too mad to open it.
Well, sir...
I don't know. I can't do it. Hey, as long as I got you on the phone, Iger.
Iger, sir.
Wall-E, I see, got nominated for a Golden Globe.
Isn't that fantastic? What an amazing film.
Geez, I hated that. I didn't get it.
What, sir?
No dialogue.
Right.
The whole thing is yips and yelps for like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, but critics loved it, sir, and it made huge...
Oh, here's the other thing.
Yeah?
I see that Pushing Daisies is still on.
Well, of course, sir, yeah.
I thought when I was chained to that hooker in Honduras, I told you to cancel it.
Well, sir, I put the order in right away, but we just have to burn the episodes.
God, I wish you'd burn them in a barrel and put the caramel cake in with it. You're killing me.
I apologize, sir. We'll try to get that off.
Oh, nice job on the Leno thing, too.
Sir?
How'd you screw that up? I thought we were going to get that big fat chin to do an 11:30 slot.
Well, sir, it seemed he made a deal with NBC to...
You know we're still running Nightline?
Nightline? Yeah, of course, sir.
Who's hosting that?
Who's hosting Nightline? It's Martin...
I don't even recognize the guy. Looks like somebody I bought a hot dog from at a vending cart.
No, sir, that's Martin Bashir.
He's terrible.
Oh.
Nobody watches us at 11:30. That's why I thought we were... You know what? Never mind. The whole caramel cake thing has spun my holidays upside down. I can't depend on anything. You think you're going to get something, and you get something else.
I'm sorry, sir.
I mean, what were you thinking? Lemon's better than caramel.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. Send the Rolex back.
QAM, hello.
Yeah, didn't you get the memo? Nobody likes those Mickey bits.
Oh, it's a new whisperer. Did you get the memo?
That wasn't the one the guy was talking about, I don't think.
It wasn't?
I don't think. It was the one, he referenced it when he was chained to the hooker with the mask on his head.
Well, how am I going to find that?
I don't even know what that's called. I don't get those, you know?
You don't?
I don't get discs like you do.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's the only one I'm playing because I just got a memo, said the Disney bits. Here's one from Rob who says, you're a brilliant and facile conversationalist. Phil Henry is a comic genius. That you are a great influence on him is easy to hear. Both of you do great radio. Don't let the politics do you in. Remember what Kinky Friedman says, politics, poly means many, and the ticks are a blood-sucking parasite. Is there something missing in this definition? Rob in Michigan, I have to listen on the internet. I laugh alone, says Rob. I just can't buy the fact that somebody... I'm not going to go into it again, you know. Phil is whatever he is, and good luck to him.
Are you sure?
And that's it. It's just disappointing that somebody would sell out. You know, I mean, Jimmy Syphilis we could understand because he's not a broadcaster. He's just a dumb jock who would go on the air and go like that for 4 hours if they'd pay him to do it. How's that wine business coming, Jimmy? It's kind of amusing because on the IOD website they have a picture of him standing in front of all those bottles of wine, you know, and that business that went bust with Henry Barrow as the taster. Maybe Henry tasted too much, you know what?
That could be.
That could be a part of it. Looks like he ate him out of house and home last time we saw Henry when he waddled in that day. Somebody stuck a bicycle pump in his ass and just blew him up to like 1,000 pounds. Could you believe it?
I believe it. It was pretty shocking, though, that first time.
Yeah, I mean, when you know somebody for a long time, you work with somebody for years, and they were always, you know, look pretty much the same.
More than doubled in size.
Oh, my God, just humongous, huge. Like a big, waddling turd burger. And then when he said, oh, I knew something was amiss. Bruce in Miami says one of the best places to eat in the Brickell area is the River Oyster Bar and Grill, owned and managed by the guys who run Jake's. What's Jake's?
If it's the Jake's in the Grove, we've had them as meal deals. They're very good. Jake's Bar and Grill.
The food ranges from fresh fish and oysters and a variety of pasta and beef dishes, such as braised short ribs, delicious. Sides like garlic mashed potatoes and a coconut spinach that'll knock your socks off. It's an open and warm place with a mix of regulars and visitors alike. Neil, believe it or not, the area of Brickell, Mary Brickell Village, is a very nice place with about a dozen restaurants and another dozen clubs and a ton of very beautiful people. It's very walkable and a large community of young people, 25 to 40. I believe it. I'll take your word for it, Bruce. I believe you. I don't know. It just gets worn. It just wears you out. At least it wears me out.
Mm-hmm.
All these people trying to sell South Florida. Oh, you're just out of touch. I'm happy for you, okay? I lived there over 1 million years. Enough already. And when I come back for a few days at a time, I don't see anything new or exciting. It looks basically the same to me. And a lot of Melaleuca trees with the bark flying off, you know, and polluting the air. And a lot of people driving in a very aberrant way. Oh, I never told you I almost got killed over the weekend. Because the drivers here are 1,000 times worse than in South Florida. I left Woodbine. It was on Saturday morning. Broke even, left there, and there's a gas station right across the street from Woodbine with a car wash.
Yeah.
And so what I do is when I leave, it's still early 9:30 on a Saturday morning. There's very little traffic. I have to go up to the corner and make a U-ey and go back to get there. I can't go right across from the exit into the gas station. And I've done it 1 million times, no problem. I mean, I've been driving 51 years. I think I know how to drive. So I get up to the corner, the light is green, and the oncoming traffic is like way, way up the road. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I proceed to make my U-turn, and all of a sudden, just out of the corner of my eye, I see this lunatic punk going about 1 million miles an hour, and he misses me by about a foot. Misses me to the left. Goes flying by. And then, of course, honks the horn as he gets halfway up the road. Like I did something wrong? I mean, this guy had to be going a zillion miles an hour to get anywhere near me, and damn near he came within a foot. If he would have hit me, I wouldn't be here. It would be the George Rodriguez show.
Wow.
And it happened so fast that it didn't even scare me, you know what I mean? In other words, it just happened so like lightning that it didn't even have time to sink in. And I thought to myself, boy, I was almost just dead. You jackass, you idiot, you're out there somewhere. Have a bad day, eh? You ever have an incident like that where somebody damn near killed you?
Almost every day. Here?
Well, I'm telling you, it's worse here. I drove down there for a lot of years, many, and when I come down, I still hop in somebody's vehicle and drive around. Not even close. Not in the same category. And, of course, the one thing you got there is a lot of people maybe don't speak English, but I think at least they can read it. Here we got all these Chinese and India people. No speaking English. How can you drive if you can't read the damn traffic signs?
That's a good point.
Yeah. No speaking English.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Some pervert unzipped his fly to get serviced by a guy standing in the bathroom stall. He'll stick his junk right through the wall. Glory! Why would someone do this deed to evacuate their seed? Why not meet guys face to face instead of such a stinky place? Glory hole, where no one knows your name.
You're looking for the glory hole.
1:32 at QM. We got the Big O coming up. At 2 o'clock. And then, of course, the rest of the week starting tomorrow, they're all going to be over in Tampa at the Super Bowl. How come we don't get invited to go to Tampa?
We don't rate.
We can go to Burns Steakhouse.
Right.
Speaking of great restaurants, we can go to Donatello's. They just love me at Donatello's. Did you ever go to that place?
I think we went to one place. It must have been that. It was an Italian place. Yeah.
They just love me at Donatello's. At least they used to back in the day when people knew I was on the air. Matt says, please tell the story of when you had crabs. No. I'm sure the tale will be right up there with a few times you've crapped your pants.
Crabbed your
Seriously,
pants?
What?
Crabbed your pants?
Crabbed my pants, yeah. I mean, I've heard of ants in the pants, but I've never heard of crabs in the pants. Seriously, Neil, those stories are the funniest things I've ever heard, especially the one on the bridge when you left your underwear in the gas station, John. Much love, Matt. And to show you what kind of sense of humor Matt's got, he says, P.S. when you were talking about the Jerry Wichner purple jelly bean and his gun this morning, I nearly peed myself. Now, did you think it was all that funny about Jerry Wichner and his purple jelly bean and a gold star?
No, not even the first time I heard it.
No. I mean, I didn't tell it to be funny. I told it to, in a revelatory way to point out what kind of a rednecky goofball this guy was with a bad hairpiece. Well, I sure worked with some people with bad hairpieces, I'll tell you that. Jerry Wichner. And, of course, the story about Jerry and his hairpiece, which happened long before I met him, was when he was a DJ at WINZ years and 100 years ago. And he went out to do a record hop, and the kids, they yanked off his toupee. And they ran around and tossed it around, like a football. They tossed it, and he damn near had a nervous breakdown over it. And that's something?
That's something.
He's the only person I've ever worked with that had a chameleon toupee. It used to change from, like, green to purple. Yeah. From like a light green to a dark purple. It would just, I don't know, strange.
Maybe it was one of those intelligent camo toupees.
Or maybe not.
Or not.
302 votes on the poll. The poll sucks. Sorry. We'll try to get one. Maybe I'll do one for tomorrow. I mean, if I can't do a better poll than this crap we're getting from Sean and Sean, by the way, never apologized for putting a whole bunch of people on there who were individual singers as opposed to groups. I mean, if you're going to send us a poll, of course I appreciate it, especially if it's a decent one decent enough to use. But don't put selections on there that don't fit the poll. What's the best restaurant you ever ate at Friday? Although there is a place called Wednesday. There's probably a place called Wednesdays, too. Yeah. TGI Fridays. Oh, my God, did I have a horrendous meal there. Not that many years ago, either. A couple of years ago. 3. The one right there on Sunrise.
I see.
Oh, my God. I thought that was a great place. You never ate there?
At the one on Sunrise?
At any of them?
Yeah, they're fine, but, they're not, they're a chain.
I'd be ashamed of that chain.
Jess?
Yes. I'd be ashamed. QAM, hello. Not there. That was our one call I was ringing. And there's no new emails. They're done. They ripped Joe Stonecrabs and asked, just unbelievable. And rightfully so, from what everybody tells me. And the Forge. And nobody mentioned the Rascal House because it's not there anymore. What?
No.
What a farce. That should be your worst trouble, Sonny. Oh, what an attitude in there. If you want to see where anti-Semitism came from, all you had to do was eat in there once. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hi. I wanted to relay a bad Joe Stonecrab experience with you.
Okay.
I went there on a Christmas Eve with my, at the time, girlfriend, spent $120 plus tips, and It ended up in the toilet several hours later because we were food poisoned. I will never go back. It's overrated, overpriced, and the service is subpar.
Okay, but at least he keeps you regular anyway. He ended up on the toilet. Well, sooner or later we all do, I guess. That's one of the gifts from God.
Oh, God.
QAM, hello.
You're my friend, huh?
QAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yeah.
Hi. Have you ever been to the Piccadilly?
QAM, hello.
Where's the material, sir? I mean, come on, $5 million a year. Yeah. Well,
I think I heard some material.
WQAM, hello.
George is such an intricate part of the show.
QAM, hello. Hola. And back at you. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Brown. You're my...
QAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, Neil, can you play that card of the dude ripping that bird from like 20 years ago?
No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? That's staler than last year's matzah, for crying out loud. You got to be kidding me. Can you play that card of the dude, I hate the bird? My God, some of you people are like, you belong in the petrified forest, because I'm petrified. I'm shutting that monitor off. That was a bad idea you had.
Sorry.
Oh, take a few calls, Neil. That'd be really great. Those guys won't.
Wonderful. Joe Bell will like it. The ratings will go up.
Worst to pay, Matt says, Mo and any Republican senator. I see. How come my Outlook Express is flashing and crashing and dashing? What's that all about? It's like flashing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What's that all about?
I don't know.
Like vibrating.
Really?
Yeah. Not anything else. Not my Mozilla. Not my Godzilla. We got 310 votes on the poll, by the way. That's for you, Fat Chris Tubby, who's too lazy to put on the bedtime stories and hates us like poison.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Yank it, baby.
And now the League of Retarded Citizens will perform their rendition of Green Onions. Don't make fun. They worked very hard for this.
.143, 17 till 2 at QAM. I think we just about killed it today.
Oh,
I shut off the monitor, by the way, so in case you missed out with any of your complaints or critiques or suggestions and the life advice.
What a nice experiment that was, too.
No, it was not.
Everybody checked in.
Yeah.
All the
That's
comments.
right. All
Everyone
four
you don't
of
want
our
to hear
callers.
about. Right, and Woody, you know.
Oh,
so basically,
he's
people you
just
don't want to talk to ever again.
Tragic. And a real stalker. I told you that time at Paxton, at the old Paxton IOD,
Right.
and I'm driving out after the show. And who comes pulling in the other way? Woody. Pulls the window down. Yeah, oh, God. It's not bad enough on the phone or on the email, but it's even worse when they're stalking you in person.
Right.
Oh. And, of course, the appearance at Gulfstream was a lot of fun. But that isn't to say that there weren't some people there we could have done without seeing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy with the eyes, a.k.a. Bowser. He's the same person as Bowser.
Okay.
Which is surprising. There's no David Cassidy records on that Time Life Extravaganza oldies. Must have been an oversight.
Must have been.
Bowser. Somewhere on here, I think I recorded. Wait a minute. One moment, please. This would be better than talking about the crabs. I hope it's the right thing.
About you. It is not, Mr. Bush, about your grief.
Oh, God. Keith Olbermann. Hyperventilating.
The hell up.
No, I must have to rewind this, baby. That's okay. It'll kill some good time. You want to hear Keith Olbermann, one of his special comments?
Why not?
I
want to hear more calls.
No, I don't. Here we go.
Yes, I say, come on over, baby. Baby, you can't go wrong. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. Come along and be my party doll. I'll make love to you. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness.
I think I went not far enough. Where's Bowser?
Go see what you has done.
Sweetly D. What happened in the world after that?
I'm as happy as can be. Tell your mama, tell your pa, I'm gonna send you back to Arkansas. Oh, yes, ma'am. You don't do right. I was standing on the corner.
He's in here somewhere. Trust me.
He was barking at the two men who were gambling in the dark. Going to Kansas City.
In 1957, we started shaking to the sound of a piano player out of Memphis, Tennessee, the one and only Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, that was enough Bowser for me. Wasn't that was a work of love on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the infomercial on TV one day, and I came running in here, and I thought, I'm going to record some of this so we can play Bowser on here. Oh, God. And he one of the songs on there is Shaboom, and he calls it Shaboom.
Yeah.
Shaboom. You ever hear anybody call that song Shaboom?
Just this morning.
Brandon says, I do recommend watching Mafia. It's a spoof of many of the Mafia movies that have come out. Casino, The Godfather, Scarface, to name a few. And it's the last movie with Lloyd Bridges. As for George, Bad Santa is a very sick, dark comedy with Billy Bob Thornton. I highly suggest it for both.
I've seen the previews. I do not watch holiday movies.
Oh, what was funny from the other day after all the ripping we did on La Carreta, I was browsing through the channels and guess what? On Univision they did a piece on the many years La Carreta's been in South Florida, how good it's been and whatnot. I didn't know La Carreta and Versailles owned by the same person. That explains a lot, and it's a good thing I hate seafood, so I'll never have the misfortune of dining at Joe's, says Brandon. Matt says, I'm a chef, and let me tell you, people get mild food poisoning a lot more than they'd even imagine. Every time you have diarrhea, it's probably food poisoning. Peek into the kitchen next time you're out eating. Oh, yeah, peek into the kitchen.
Yeah. Never eat out again.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine going to Joe's? Can I look in the kitchen? Oh, I didn't make it that far. Sorry. At the Forge. Can I go in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Oh. Once.
You'll be tomorrow's
we're waiting
meatloaf.
the throne speech in Canada.
He is a commoner. I mean, this is steeped in tradition of the start of parliamentary government.
This is one of the silliest things. Before they start the session of Parliament, they have to have this silly-ass bitch. I forget what they call her. She answers to the Queen. They just can't cut the cord. Can you explain to me what that's all about? I mean, wouldn't you be delighted to get out of the British Empire if you had a chance?
Yep.
But they can't cut the cord. That's why the Queen is on the $20 bill.
It's celebrity worship. It goes all the way back to the beginning of time.
Is it?
Yeah, royalty worship, celebrity worship. People with no lives.
Speech. They got the silly China woman that she's the Solicitor General or the something. I forget what the hell they call her. Don't you want to hear parts of the throne speech?
No, I'm good, thanks.
You ever make a speech on the throne?
Just this morning.
So they're in a depressing time, and as though we're really taking things to battle. I think it's going to be very, very upbeat. The Prime Minister wants to show that he's in charge, that he's delivering the goods.
Yeah, that Nazi, Stephen Harper, George Bush W. Jr., a real Nazi if there ever was one. Well, we got 328 votes on the poll. I'm thinking of changing it again, even though I haven't put another one out there yet. Well, that's how bad it is. Which nuclear power or wannabe is going to set off the next nuke? Una bomba grande? I mean, come on, Charlie B. Put your mental resources to something. He did send me a whole bunch of stuff, and it was all. And by the way, my Outlook Express stopped flashing. Thank God.
Good.
It was like flashing. You know what I mean? Like
it might have been
flashing.
updating, or who knows.
What?
What?
Here's another one of Charlie B's. Let's see how you like it. For me, chicken just ain't chicken unless it's baked, barbecued, chicken pot pie, chicken salad, chicken soup, chicken spread, cream of chicken, fried, fricassee, gumbo, McNuggets, rotisserie stuffed with dumplings. No, thank you, I'm vegetarian. I eat meat, but I hate chicken. Sacrifice Santeria style. For me, chicken ain't chicken unless it's blank. Oh, Charlie. Besides Neil and our new president, who's your favorite Democrat? And he's got a list. Besides Neil. Would you really like to put your nose in Neil's ass and sniff real hard? You know, everything is Neil this and Neil. I like my steak with blank. A1 steak sauce, Heinz 57 steak sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and onions and gravy and fries. And on that one goes. Are any of these getting to you?
No, I'm good, thanks.
My most recurring nightmares are off blank. Creepy crawlies, deaths, snakes, monsters, people I hate, family members, people in general, my job, my failed yada, yada, yada. And you know something? I don't know whether it's a good sign or a bad sign. I haven't had any nightmares in a long time. Have you?
Good. No, not that I can think of.
I used to have them all the time. Now that I'm getting old and it's close to the end, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that causes nightmares?
All dreams are, and this is backyard psychology over here from a documentary I saw, what you want, what you fear, and what you remember.
Oh, we're almost ready for the throne speech.
Huissier de Bâton Noir, rendez-vous à la Chambre des communes.
Parlez-vous français?
C'est le plaisir de son Excellence, le gouverneur général.
Oh, it's the governor general. That's what they call this Chinese bitch. I can't think of what her name is. She's the liaison with the queen, with the throne. Maybe that's why they call it the throne speech, you think?
And acquaint that House that it is the pleasure of Her Excellency the Governor General.
Que les communes se rendent immédiatement auprès d'elle dans la salle du Sénat.
Oh, here's this guy with this big thing,
That
this
officer was
baton.
asking the Governor General for her permission to call in the members of Parliament.
And they are all waiting behind closed doors.
They are, well, actually, and we'll have to see whether they're behind the doors in the House of Commons.
Oh, what's behind door number 3?
The biggest names.
The best talent.
And you think American government is silly, huh?
Oh, God.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rambo 4 and 5. How are you? John Rambo's still alive. I want to make movies 4 and 5. My life ain't going great. Planet Hollywood's broke. Unfortunately, I speak like I had a stroke. First blood came in 82. That's when I hurt my penis and it never ever grew. Rambo 2 was in 85 late. Rambo 3 was in 88. Shooting and looting and tooting my gun. I did not make this movie with my son. His name is Sage. He was in Rocky 5 and Daylight, the tunnel movie. A little bit of cash is what I need. I gotta get a loan from Apollo Creed. I gotta have another hit movie or a Broadway show like Dennehy. I guess nobody ever saw Copland. It was stupid. I guess I understand. My whole life is about to cave in. All I got left is Jennifer Flavin. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to make Rambo 4 and 5. Check it out. So call me up. I really need a script. I can do dialogue or keep it zipped. I like comedy, action, adventure, and drama. The only thing I will not do is have sex with a llama. So give me a break, for goodness sake. I used to be on Oprah, now I can't get on Ricky Lake. Right now I got a one-man show in Poughkeepsie. Basically, I'm an unemployed gypsy. A little bit of cash is what I need. I gotta get a loan from Apollo Creed. I gotta have another hit movie or a Broadway show like Dennehy. I guess nobody ever saw Copland. It was stupid, so I understand. My whole life's about to cave in. All I got left is Jennifer Flavin. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make Rambo 4 and 5. How are you? Absolutely.
Bye, bye,